You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
We're good. Oh, I guess we're in the show. Thanks for telling me, Happy. Welcome to the brass.
All right.
Thumbs up a week later. Still on the Jacksonville Jaguars a week after the draft. Believe it or not, it's already been a week. Travis Hunter has been a Jacksonville Jaguar for just about a week. So, hey, everybody, welcome to Bestbet Jacksonville. Sorry there, didn't know we were on just yet. It doesn't play in our ear that open, so if I'm not watching it, I don't know. James Gladstone, by the way, and this regime, what they did in the draft room has been documented by Mike Silver. Mentioned it a couple of times. We're initially going to get Mike today. It looks like we'll get him tomorrow. He had a little bit of a conflict. And if you haven't read that article, it's pretty interesting and might lead us to a conversation today that we will have. And that is there a player that they missed or that you would have liked them to get? And there are some scenarios in here from an R.J. Harvey to others that, hey, somebody's going to take them before you can take them. Sure. And you're just not going to get them. I mean, that's just the nature of the draft. But is there somebody out there? And I was almost thinking about it in a way like maybe the draft, but also free agency. Like, if you take a look at the entire offseason, you're like, man, I really wish I got this player too. The one thing you can't say is Travis Hunter, right? I mean, they went up and got a player. So if you even wanted Ashton Genty, I think the Ashton Genty folks are like, well, kind of like what they did. Mason Graham folks are like, well, kind of like what they did. So I think that does trump that. A lot of different things happening here today on the show on a Thursday. Obviously, we'll talk Jags. Daniel Griffiths takes us behind the scene on James Gladstone in this class that he put together. So we'll talk a little bit more about the new Jaguars GM, who, just much like Travis Hunter, seems to be a big part of the conversation point around the National Football League over the last week specifically. And here in Jacksonville, it's fun to continue to learn about the 34-year-old GM. But we are live at Bestbet Jackson, big tournament here as it's been underway for a week now, and that is the Mission Run Good event. It's a poker series that is stopping here in Jacksonville. And today the final, the main event starts at noon. And for the next 3 days at noon, you play your way into Sunday's final day and then eventually a final table, which is right here. We always sit at the final table. We get here before anybody else at the final table. So we'll tell you a little bit more about all the things happening at Bestbet Jackson. Not too late to get in, though. And we're talking about $300,000 guaranteed in prize money. So, how about that? Check it out at bestbetjax.com or just come on over Monument Road. Great weekend, by the way, to stop by a Best Bet, Orange Park, St. Augustine, or right here. Got the Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Oaks tomorrow, Kentucky Derby on Saturday, and a great place to watch it. Maybe throw a few bucks on it. My parlay is dead, by the way. Little $10 parlay to win $40-something thousand, not on horse racing.
Okay.
Won the Florida Gators national championship. Needed the Celtics to beat the Lakers in the NBA Finals.
Sure.
It's dead. Thank you, LeBron and Luka.
Wait, so then when you went to Vegas, you put this down?
Nah, this was kind of a different one. But by the way, that's not the only. That was the next leg of it. There are like 4 legs of it.
Gotcha.
Like we did like the national champion in college baseball and also the World Series. So it would have been like a year-long thing.
Okay.
But I'm dead already. I mean, we got off to a good start with the Florida Gators.
Yeah.
So hey, you're alive.
Boston was looking pretty good, too, but unfortunately LeBron and Luka couldn't get the job done against Ant, man. And it's wild that, I think you talk about a guy like Anthony Edwards, he's definitely in the elite category, you can say, but you never really talk about him during the regular season. But it seems like when the playoffs come around, he hits another level, and it's almost like, okay, yeah, this guy's the real deal.
Yeah, and he did, and they did. We're seeing some upsets. I don't think like Golden State's a major upset, right, in the West, even over Houston, but it looks like they could close them out. This one's a little bit surprising because it took 5 games. I mean, I expected this to at least go a little bit longer, and the Luka LeBron thing got me thinking this just for a moment. Everybody's talking about, okay, what's the future of LeBron James? I don't feel like he's done. Do you feel like he's done?
No, I still think he's got like another year left in the tank, but I think if you're the Lakers, you really got to start wondering, do you kind of, I don't want to say move on from LeBron James because you don't really move on, but, this team was constructed for him.
Yeah.
And set aside from the quote-unquote asterisk year, that they haven't got the job done. And they've been bounced out now in the first round a few times. I wonder going forward now, do you plan for the future? Do you plan for Luka? What is he, 25, 26 years old? He's got his whole career ahead of him. He's going to be a staple in that Lakers organization. I think it's a matter of, do you plan for LeBron's team or do you plan for Luka's team?
Well, I do think you plan for Luka's team. I do think that's part how you got to build this thing. From a LeBron stand, I still think you can do that and have LeBron still be a part of it with the Lakers. I think you can do that. I don't know all the different pieces, but I do think you start that transition for sure. I mean, it has been a little bit. It's not like they're like right on the doorstep. They can't even get by the first round this time around. I thought they were good enough to make noise if they had gotten by this first round, but they obviously weren't. So I do think you start to move on, but LeBron played really well. The other part of LeBron is, okay, he did the kid thing and got that transition and had a really nice year. I mean, individually had a really nice year. Does he try to go out like Tom Brady goes out, right? Like still near the top of his game at an older age at 40 years old, or does he keep pushing the envelope, which he did say recently he thinks he could play for like another 5 years if he wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Retirements, especially at his age, retirement's always there, but when you're still playing at a pretty high level, I think it's hard for him to walk away. Obviously, this is a guy who, puts a precedent on really taking care of his body. I think just that the issue is that, through these past couple of years, they've been in win now mode. They've been in, hey, LeBron, what do you need to win a championship? And he's requested it, whether it's the Anthony Davis trade back in the day. There's been a lot of things that LeBron's had his thumbprints on, and unfortunately, it hasn't come to fruition of championships. You get a guy in Luka, which once again, Dallas should have never let him go in the first place. He goes to LA. It looks like, okay, they have a match made in heaven, Bron, Luka, and they can't get it done. So now you have to ask yourself the question, like, is Austin Reeves going to be the answer? Because early on, when Luka wasn't there, Austin Reeves kind of, picked the slack up a little bit. He struggled in these playoffs. So this is always the NBA problem. Do you go with the younger direction? Do you go with the future? Or do you gamble it? You trade that younger direction away and say, okay, let's go get, another seasoned vet, if you will, and let's try to make, a big three with Luka, LeBron, and somebody else and trade away all our young talent. The problem if you do that, though, in your win-now mode is, well, LeBron's got how many years realistically left? Not too many. So if you do hedge all your bets right now and put it all up front, you better make sure you hit it right with the big three then, because it's not going to last for that long.
All right, I got a couple other random thoughts to start this show, and we flip it to football. Usually we will, and we'll definitely do that at some point. But I was watching the Lightning and the Panthers play.
Okay.
And great series. Oh, good series. Florida ends up beating them. But, if you go back, I think this is a 6-year run. And I think the Lightning won, 3 series in a row, and they won 2 cups. Or maybe it's over the last decade they've met 6 times. I think it is.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's more like that. And then the last 3 times they've met, Florida now has won, and Florida won the cup last year.
Sure.
So it reminds me on a lower level of the Jacksonville Icemen and the Florida Everblades. Jacksonville's been bounced by the Everblades 4 straight years now in the playoffs, and the Everblades have won 3 straight cups. Who knows if they'll win it again in the ECHL this year? But the point being, those 2 teams, even at the ECHL level, have done very well, attendance-wise and everything else. And obviously the Florida Panthers, who I think were one of the teams that I would say would be on the top of my list, if not number 1, definitely number 2, of the most irrelevant sports franchises in pro sports. You forgot they existed in Florida. I think you actually asked yourself, wait, you check, so the Florida Panthers still in Florida, or did they move? Were they did they already make a move? Were they there a couple years ago? Or are they still? I really think you asked that question. Well, look at now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're the best. They've been one of the best teams in the league. Mm-hmm. The Lightning have created that now for a decade, right? I mean, it's a cool place to go. I still say, and again, not a big hockey fan here, but I still say, I want to go and take Ty to a Lightning game and haven't been yet, especially a playoff game. Just haven't been able to figure it out and make it work. Would be nice if they'd advance past the first round. Then maybe we'll get more time to do it. But but it looks like a cool place to go.
Kind of rebuilding. Yeah, right? It's definitely a fun place to go.
And so I thought of this last night watching that game. I was like, okay, all the success of those 2 franchises, all the success that we've seen down here and even at the lower levels of attendance and everything else, does the state of Florida need a 3rd NHL team? Could we see expansion? I mean, you could always say, could you see expansion somewhere? And maybe another part of the country needs it too. But, like, this seems like a good place for hockey. I know it's kind of odd, but it's been a good place for hockey attendance-wise, building franchises, building championships. And you have some other places like Orlando or Jacksonville that you could eventually put another franchise in.
It's been a good place for hockey when they're doing well. I remember on the show, this was like 4 or 5 years ago when Florida wasn't doing that well, the Panthers, that is, and we're making fun of their attendance because I think we said, didn't the Icemen have more of an attendance than the Florida Panthers?
Yeah, we've done the Shrimp and the Marlins in that way, yeah.
Of course. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to start an expansion team, I mean, and I think Jacksonville would be a great spot for sure, but I think you run the risk of it being a little too watered down than a little too condensed because if you're winning championships, everyone's going to come out and support. Like, that's simple as that. If you're a run-of-the-mill team, people probably aren't going to show up, especially in the sport of hockey, where it seems sometimes it's like a niche sport. So, I mean, realistically, yeah, it would be cool. I love Jacksonville if they got an NHL team. I would go to every one of the home games. But I think there's better avenues to go around than a third NHL team in Florida.
Yeah, I'm reading I just randomly thought of this, and it's not like we haven't talked about it before. What I say, and this isn't the angle of the topic. What I've said in this kind of topic before is, like, if there ever is another pro team in Jacksonville, I think it will be an NHL team. I think it makes the most sense. I think you can put like 17,000, 18,000 in an arena. Guess what? We got that. We just got to improve the arena.
Sure.
And then you have 40 dates, not like 80 dates of baseball where you'd have, just fits way more. And again, Jacksonville continues to grow and has grown and really ballooned here. So this conversation a decade ago versus this conversation now does fit. But I would even bring you up like in Orlando, and this Orlando is looking into getting like this Major League Baseball team. Now, does that make sense because of all the stuff going on in Tampa? Yeah, probably. Potentially move it over. So there's some of that, but they're spending like $2.5 billion putting together the potential Orlando Dreamers, right? And bringing Major League Baseball to Orlando. And I really kind of wonder, it's like maybe you should be making a bigger push to bring hockey to Orlando, the way hockey is done. I've just read an article. This is from March 20th. American billionaire Dan Friedkin has emerged as a strong ownership option to bring the NHL to Houston. So apparently Houston is looking into this.
I can see Houston.
I can
see Quebec. I can see Milwaukee. Honestly,
has Milwaukee ever had a?
No,
they never had it, right?
They have a minor league, the Admirals. I don't know, man. I feel like even Atlanta, if they did it right, like the Thrashers obviously didn't work out, but yeah, Atlanta.
NHL leaders, by the way, in this article have reiterated over the last several years they have fielded calls from across North America. Bettman, the commissioner, Gary Bettman, rattled off a list of cities back in 2024 he had heard from expressing interest, including Omaha, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Atlanta, Houston, and Salt Lake City. They ended up putting a team in Salt Lake City, relocating the team from Arizona to Utah ahead of the season. So, again, this would be more of an expansion thing. Do they get bigger? Do they need to get bigger? I don't know all the details of that. I just think it's kind of interesting, as well as hockey has done at the minor league level and also at the professional level in Florida. It came to my mind yesterday.
Sure.
It's like, hey, you got a great rivalry, too. But the rivalry there is better than the rivalry in any other sport right now, right? The Bucks and the Jags don't have a rivalry. The Dolphins and the Bucks, the Dolphins and the Jags, the Heat and the Magic, right?
Yeah.
The best rivalry in the state of Florida in professional sports, Lightning and the Panthers right now. Wouldn't you say? You have to say, not like you get a lot of options.
Yeah, there's not a lot of options for sure. Yeah, sure.
So
I'll give that to you.
Yeah. So anyway, just part of my random thoughts of here on a Thursday. I've got one more random thought, and this one obviously based on. These aren't two random thoughts. They've got to do with what's going on. You obviously saw the fan in the Pittsburgh game.
Yeah. So the baseball has been going through a lot of crazy things because you saw the catch of the year 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays guy.
Yeah.
Which was insane. I forgot his name. And then they had last night the fan falling out of the stands. It's two things I've never seen before. Say it again, Hamby, so I can't really hear you.
Dalton Varsho.
Thank you very much, yes.
Very good, Hamby. So anyway, it's a 21-foot fall, I think it was, which, by the way, is a little. I thought it was more than that. And, of course, as always, we've got video of it because we've got video of everything from a distance. And the way it was actually described was the way I saw it unfold. It was like this guy was really intoxicated.
Okay.
And he had already, taken his shirt off in the game, which, again, that's fine. But he's at the rail, and he got excited. The whole thing here, the story is he got excited, and it really looks like it if you see the video, which is, eyes beware of it. But, I mean, he literally just jumps up and somehow, ends up over the railing and flips down onto the field. And I think the last I saw was in critical condition. I mean, it was not a good fall, obviously.
Yeah.
But so my thought on this is, first of all, I thought that was really odd. I don't know if I've ever seen that. It's not like a guy, it didn't even look like he was leaning. He literally, almost looked like he jumped over the fence. But
to me, it looked like he was trying to get on the field.
I mean,
wow! Did he just? You think he kind of forgot where he was?
No,
he wasn't
to me, it looked like he was going to go try and jump and didn't realize didn't calculate how far it was and was going to go streaking. But when he went to put his feet on the railing, he kind of lifted his feet to get onto the railing to push off of the railing, then missed with his feet and hooked his feet under the railing, and that sent him. That's why he went that way, top over. And that's why I fell that way.
Wow. Maybe you saw a different angle. I didn't see. I saw the far angle. Maybe there are more angles out there.
There's a couple angles that I've seen. Didn't go searching for them. They're just
I didn't either.
I mean, I'll say this. You can tell. I'm pretty sure he was really inebriated because the way that he felt, he was like a rag doll.
Yeah.
And they always say if you're in a car accident and if you're drunk, usually the drunk driver comes out with less damage just because they're so they're not they don't tense up before the accident. I mean, for as long as that guy fell, you didn't really see him tense up whatsoever. But I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the video, I'm like, okay, well, this dude has passed away. There's no way you can survive that. And like Brent said, he's in critical condition right now, so hopefully he's gonna be okay. But just a gnarly event that I couldn't imagine anybody ever walking away from. It's bad.
So here's my thought on it. Why? I don't know. I get a little get off my lawnish on some of these things probably, but I said the other day about the prank call.
Okay.
I'm not a real the prank call stuff to me doesn't I never would. I don't really find it funny. I'm not really that sense of humor. Not for me. Not
Sure.
say everybody should have the same reaction. It's not for me. I don't really get it.
That's the thing with humor, man. Everyone's got their own different tastes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, the other one, I don't understand why people get so drunk at games. It defies logic to me in many respects because you've invested your time because either you just want to go have a good time or you really like the sport or the event or whatever else and you want to watch. And now you've invested your money because tickets are expensive. You go parking and tickets and, most people pay. Not everybody has to pay. Maybe they got handed the tickets or something. And from I've seen that, we've all seen it. Concerts, games, all this stuff. I've never fully understood that. I've never really grasped it. It's if you're going to go to the event and by the end of the first quarter or end of the 3 innings or end of the opening song, you can't even enjoy the event. What the hell is the point?
Yeah.
And we're not talking about a 20-year-old kid that just didn't know how to – I'm a 21-year-old kid for this conversation that didn't know he couldn't handle 3 beers, right?
Sure.
I mean, this – I just never understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand why people get so drunk at games and then they fight and the fights and all this stupid stuff happens.
Yeah.
It just seems so preventable. But
it definitely does seem preventable, but I think there's a lot of different reasons, right? An addiction was one thing. People do have drinking problems, right?
yeah, that's true.
I don't think they go into it thinking, all right, I'm just going to have 1 or 2, and that's good. Addiction's addiction. Alcoholism's alcoholism. But I also think sometimes people attend sporting events to get away. Maybe you're working a 9 to 5 that you hate. Maybe you don't like your boss. Maybe family life's not good,
that's
right?
Fair.
So that's kind of the escape. That's the getaway. And 1 beer feels good. It's going to feel better. 2 beers. It's going to feel better. 3. I mean, it's just, I don't think people go in with the intention of, hey, let me get blackout drunk. Let me embarrass myself. Let me fall off of the second floor, of a stadium and put myself in critical condition. It's just. Whether it's stresses of life or whatever, just want to have fun. 1 leads to 2, 2 leads to 3.
Yeah, I mean, I do think a little bit of it, Hammy, depending on what event you're at, right, is part of it. Like, I mean, let's just take Florida, Georgia, right? We know coming out of that game, like part of the Florida, Georgia thing is, well, how many can you have? I mean, there's an element to that game that a lot of people can't even make it to the 3:30 kickoff,
right?
Because of that, right?
Yeah,
there's a competition to it.
But it's a little bit like I'll even say, I don't know. I've heard people say this before. It's like, I'm gonna go get hammered tonight. It's like I don't know if I've never thought of it like that, it's like, okay, let's go.
More power to you, more power to you then, man. Life's going good for you. I think just, some people
that's a good point. That's a fair point.
Get drunk so they can't feel feelings anymore for a bit. Like, that's the way it is.
Yeah, that's that's a good perspective on it, right? I mean, that's their outlet to be able to do it. Again, different than if you're going to a frat party or going out with the neighbors. I just feel like I can't marry the logic of that and the investment of time and money. Usually, just the amount of money you spend to go to these events and not be able to enjoy it. Like, think about something that you would spend a lot of money on and just not be able to enjoy it.
Brent, and it's not even the ticket price. It's in order to, if you're a seasoned veteran at this, well, then it's going to take more than a few, and each one of those is about $12 to $15 a pop. I mean, that's the bigger investment than the ticket.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I guess, tailgating comes into play, and you try to get as much in as possible.
Well,
that's going to the stadium.
That's a good point too. Like, I do kind of get why. I think that element, right? It's like, hey, well, let's get what we can get here, where it was a 12-pack that we brought rather than the $12 beer. So, but. I mean, I really, you don't see a lot of incidents like this, okay?
No,
fortunately, you don't. Because you could see more, but I always think the one that I say is just the fights. The fights, like, literally, when I see the video, and I know that people love to have the video go around, but they actually, kind of freak me out. Okay. Because all I'm waiting for is, a head to concrete.
Oh, yeah.
At all these events, and it's just... I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to be too self-righteous here.
No, I mean, hey,
and I don't like self-righteousness.
Listen, I mean, we've all been there, right? We've all had too much, and one of the side effects of just feeling like you're invincible and feeling like you run the world.
Yeah.
And we see this with fights all the time at games. I mean, it's one of those things, right? But I think if you hang out with a group that kind of has your back at least and prevents you from falling off railings, prevents you from getting in these fights, then you'll be all right.
Daniel says, Austin looks ready for a happier topic.
I'm just like, alcoholism. Here we go. Let's get into it.
I brought up NBA, NHL to start the show and just mixed in a couple of drinks. I mean, we're off to a great start here on a Thursday. Bestbet Jacksonville is the place we are at. Mission Run Good tournament. The main event begins today at noon. Let's do this. Take a time out here in the Brent Austin Show, and we'll come back. We will talk football. James Gladstone, a big topic for us today, and a topic for Daniel Griffiths. How do you diagnose this entire class? We'll give you some numbers and metrics behind it, and also a question: who didn't the Jags get that you wish they did? And you can go to free agency if you want to. We'll allow that. But I was thinking more the draft. But in this offseason, was there a player like, dang, man, I wish they had him too? Like, overall, I love it. Because I think a lot of people do. But I wish they could have got this guy too. Are there any of those out there for you? We'll do that when we come back. Brent Austin Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy respect, fairness. And most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnicht. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnicht. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good. And the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost, from Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Even better, to celebrate their 10-year anniversary, the team at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are hosting an open house May 1st. Learn about the array of procedures. There's also chances to win big prizes. Come look and feel your best with Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics today.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning, and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Right now, you can get a free Connecticut reverse osmosis system with a purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Connecticut water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
All right, so there's that draft class from 2025, as you know, and it's really interesting to see some of the things. And keep this up for a moment, Hamby, if you don't mind. So obviously Hunter's the Grand Slam pick, right? Caleb Ransoff, if you start seeing some of the draftniks, and people really like this pick. Again, I'm not going to sit here and get over the moon about anybody after Travis Hunter. I just don't do that. I can't do that. I don't know. I can trust and see, but I don't know. I think the Wyatt Milam one's interesting. If you read a Mike Silver article in The Athletic, that because he was in the draft room, he'll talk about like this whole metric system that they use, basically scoring 1 to 9 each player. And he says that Milam was an 8 on their list of 9. So they really liked him. They really liked him. Checked a lot of boxes that they were looking for, and actually goes on to say in that article that Tony Baselli, one of the different offensive linemen, was kind of in love with him, got talked out of it or by the scouting staff and the coaching staff, and went with Milam. And he liked Milam as well, but he had like another favorite or something.
I mean,
so just interesting.
I'm pretty sure that was Emory Jones from LSU.
That's right. Which, by the way, we had heard. Yeah, I'd heard that they were hot on him too, but they end up going with Milam, who scores 8 out of 9.
So a few things here. First of all, were you surprised that they let someone from the Athletic into that room? Because you felt like this whole process that they've been very transparent, but through the draft process, they've kept it very hush hush.
Yeah.
So you're surprised, number one, that they let somebody kind of behind the scenes a little bit to write about it, and then number two, would you trust the scouts' evaluations more over an offensive lineman, or would you trust Tony Baselli's evaluations more?
Honestly, I loved reading that because I trust the scouts, with all due respect to Tony.
Okay.
And I'm not telling you Tony was wrong. I mean, Emory Jones might be a great player too.
We'll see how it all shakes out.
But going all the way back for months now, when we mentioned Tony Baselli, might have wrote an article about it. When we mentioned him, I think I was pretty crystal clear and try to be this with all due respect to Tony. I don't want or didn't want Tony picking players. Like, that's not what I wanted. And it doesn't matter really what I want. I'm just saying I that wasn't the role. To me, the role was to help choreograph and help be a part of it and collaborate and be the this guy, like really not 30,000-foot view, but definitely a little bit of a backseat view, not in the weeds of it. And honestly, for the first couple of months of this thing, I think Tony is doing an excellent job of that. From not being up on the podium in the pre-draft luncheon to letting these guys have their moment to making sure it runs through them. To not feeling like he's the heavy, but he's also very much involved. Like that's a delicate balance. I think it's a difficult balance. I think he's hitting a home run right now on that balance. And I think what that did is verify it to me a little bit more. But Tony's skill set as an offensive lineman is fantastic.
Of course.
Tony's, obviously, you asked him the question when we had him on a week ago. Like, hey, he knows what a good offensive lineman is. Understood.
Sure.
But his background is not in scouting players overall. Like, these guys have done this for a living, have done this for a certain, way. And so that's what I mean when I'm like, I don't need Tony picking the roster. He can certainly have influence and input and ask the right questions and have favorites. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But I think the coaches that are coaching and what they're looking for, and the scouts, if they're falling in line with what everybody else is looking for, I think you do cede to them and trust them to do their job.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I get it, right? Like, there's a way that James Gladstone and his staff does things, right? Whether it's a little more analytical, whether they look up for something on tape, like, there's a certain way to go about things. So I'm not saying that's not the right way to do it. They've had results before. They speak for themselves. Hopefully you have results here in Jacksonville. I just think that when we talk about Tony Baselli, like, they always say, just because you play in the NFL doesn't make you a great coach. And I get that. And some of the greatest coaches in NFL history never touched a lick of NFL football as a player. But I do think there's something to be said for a Hall of Fame offensive lineman in terms of he knows what to look for. He can watch film and say, okay, this guy's going to be great. No, this guy, because especially, like, listen, I can sit here and watch a safety or a corner and be like, yeah, this guy's going to be good. This guy's going to be okay. Just because, stats and interceptions and deflections and pass breakups, all that stuff. I feel like offensive line's a lot harder because it's so much more finite, right, in terms of what makes a great offensive lineman. That's why I asked Tony Baselli the question when we interviewed him last week. I'm not saying like you go with the scouting department because, yes, once again, they have a certain way of doing things, but I'm also going to listen to Tony Baselli because I think if he knows one thing in terms of football, it's what a good offensive lineman looks like or what a bad offensive lineman looks like.
Yeah, and totally fair, and I think he did have input. I think that's why we knew that from Mike Silver's article that, hey, he really liked this guy, right? And, the article's kind of funny in that sense because Mike does a great job of saying, like, just kind of coming back to it, whether it's Tony was going to get food at the buffet or Tony, they were ribbing him from Tony's going to cry if he doesn't get his guy type thing. Like there were those kind of anecdotal things. And it was good. It really just painted a good picture of what I think of cohesion. And again, to me, that's a great sign where if you're the EVP and you can really like a player and you don't like go cry in the corner because you didn't get him.
Yeah.
I like that. Honestly, I know that sounds foolish. It sounds very childish. I think this league is childish at times.
No,
I think those rooms are childish at times.
We've had Jack Del Rio on before. He didn't know they were taking Blaine Gabbert, right? There was a little bit of a falling out between, it would have been Gene Smith and Jack Del Rio in terms of that pick, and Jack didn't know they were getting Blaine Gabbert. Like, yeah, there is going to be some turmoil every once in a while with some teams where it's like one guy wants one person, other guy wants another guy.
Yeah, and so the other big one here was the R.J. Harvey stuff. The Jags really wanted him.
Okay.
They liked him. And I think it was Cohen that was leaning, like really pushing for it. Well, never fell to pick 70. Denver got him at pick 60.
Yeah.
So that kind of solved their problems, and then they ended up trading back a 70 because the two guys that they were interested in again. And I can confirm this. I mean, we kind of knew. I didn't know if that stuff would come out in the article, but I kind of knew like those couple of guys what they were looking at too. And so then they move back and they pivot. They go to 88 and 89, but it's pretty obvious they like that. But they also said that they like Tootin and they think they can get him later. So that was kind of their next domino of where they were going to. But they obviously were looking at running back too.
Sure.
Like that's pretty obvious. Genty, Harvey, Tootin, like boom, boom, boom. Running back was way more of a priority, maybe a priority.
Yeah.
Than most people thought going into this draft. Where we're talking defensive interior, edge, wide receiver 2 for me. Yep. I mean, we knew running back could be elevated, but I think running back was a priority here.
Yeah, which is surprising because, once again, Liam Cohen, in his first press conference, spoke very highly of the running backs they had in the room.
You mentioned, just to hit on this, and we can do it a little bit more tomorrow when we get Mike Silver on, but I'm not surprised by him being embedded in the draft room, to answer your question, for 2 reasons. One, I think Jags have really embraced this whole like entertainment business thing, right?
Sure.
And they've acknowledged that. I don't think they're afraid of microphones and writers and people talking and transparency.
Okay.
Now,
well,
you can get burned by that stuff.
Sure, and keep in mind, I did ask Tony Baselli what they're looking for in the later rounds, and he wouldn't tell us that point.
Yeah, he's not going to tell us everything.
Sure.
I get it. And by the way, they're not telling Mike Silver everything either. Mike saw a lot more stuff in there that he probably wasn't able or didn't.
Okay, I was going to, gotcha.
I mean, I don't know the rules, but there got to be rules with something like that. I mean, journalists don't like to admit that there are rules sometimes, just ask the Bill Belichick interview thing. But when you're in that setting, there are definitely rules. Like, hey, we're going to let you in, but it's under these.
Someone needs to say Bill Belichick, by the way.
Guidelines. So we'll get into it. Okay. But anyway, I'm not surprised by it. And I also think the Jags do like the national. Honestly, and again, Mike does a great job. I always think it's interesting in the place that we sit from a journalist standpoint or from someone in this medium. My first reaction is like, I just don't think they're letting like DeRocco or Mark Long into that situation. And I'm like, why not? Why is it got to be a national guy?
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, but I'm
Brent's calling a shot.
I'm protecting the local guy. No,
Brent's calling a shot.
Well, first of all, you got to ask. I didn't ask to get in there.
I got you.
So you got to ask. You got to poke around and see if you can.
Yeah.
But I just do think there's some semblance of, hey, it's going to be a big deal. The Jags knew what they were doing. National media. Mike's a big name and does a great job with The Athletic. But again, I like to defend our local guys too, and it's like I don't know, like if D-Rock asked for that or Mark Long asked for that, are they getting that?
Couldn't get Gene in there for one last go-around?
How about one last dance for Gene?
The last dance, Gene Fournette in the draft?
So
come on.
So that's where my mind goes a little bit, but I also understand the bigger picture of it and the reach of putting it in The Athletic and everything else. And here's the deal. Mike Silver, again, we'll talk more about it tomorrow, but he comes in here for 3-4 days and he gets out.
Yeah.
Right? And he's out. Like, it might be too much access for somebody who covers the team locally.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because you're like, when are you going to reference back to that room?
Oh, all the time.
In 2 weeks when you're writing about something else and you're like,
time.
you kind of like casually just reference that.
Yeah,
you know?
Mike Silver's got to go on to other things.
He's going to cover the Niners now or whatever else.
Himself with just one instance of covering a team during the draft.
So I think it's a little bit of a safer play that way.
Got you.
From the Jags' perspective too. But anyway, if you haven't got it, it's on The Athletic. It's a good article. Again, we'll have Mike on a little more perspective because it is an interesting thing from a guy who's in the business. I'm always interested in that part of it too. Like, how'd you get in, and why'd they let you in, and what are the parameters there? Because you got that's a tricky one now. You get the wrong person in there, and that could be a bad deal
for sure.
Again, just ask Bill Belichick. Belichick's going to do a book deal, and now he's got to do statements.
Yep, and now North Carolina's a little concerned.
Yeah. Do you want to hit the Belichick thing quick?
Let's hit it real quick. Let's hit it.
And then we'll go back to the Jags.
We're supposed to hit it yesterday. We never did.
Okay.
Yeah. Get into it, man.
So I'm going to give you a story about this book deal stuff.
Okay.
And in a way, I hate to truly tell the story because John Feinstein just passed.
Okay.
Famous writer, wrote a lot of books. Very much beloved in the writing community, great writer. But I'm going to bring you back to the early days of Brent producing in Providence, Rhode Island, and Feinstein's writing a book. I forget which.
Is he a sports writer?
He's a sports writer.
Okay, gotcha.
Famous one, really.
Yeah,
I know. It's okay. Let me just check what book it was. Because it would have come out, this would have been like 2001, 2002. I mean, he wrote Season on the Brink. He wrote a bunch of books. I don't know which one it is. It's not important. But it's a basketball book.
Sure.
And so what happens is people reach out to you and like, hey, John's writing a book. Obviously, you want to promote the book. Like, we still get this all the time. Like, you got a book? Sure. Help promote the book.
Yeah.
Well, when you help promote the book and you arrange these interviews, you're also like, okay, well, what's the benefit for me? Because, like, honestly, I'm not just going to be your mouthpiece for your book.
Yeah, you're giving him the podium. Like, you're giving him the spot to speak his piece, but, like, what's in it for you?
So why do we care if we have John on in Providence, Rhode Island, because he's writing a book? Well, we care because Providence College and University of Rhode Island play basketball. We want this guy's perspective.
There you go.
Fair enough, right?
Cool.
So, well, at the time, Providence College had just, I forget the whole situation, but they had this huge, like, fight or something. Basketball players got suspended. Some kicked off the team. There was, like, this big issue with Providence. But it was, like, a national story.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
And so we're not working directly with John. We're working with his publisher.
Sure.
And his people, marketing team. And we say, hey, this is great. We'll get John on. We'll set up a satellite at that time, not just a little link like we do now. And set it up, and we record the interview.
Yeah.
Thankfully. Record the interview, and I'm setting this up for my sports director. But it's like we tell them, hey, we'll talk about the book. That's great, but it's obviously a big story here in Providence. We'd like to ask John about it. Oh, yeah, all good. You can talk about whatever you want.
Yep, and so this is the marketing team you're talking to?
Yeah,
This is the
marketing
publisher.
Team.
Okay,
both.
I mean, same thing?
I think it's the same thing.
Gotcha, okay.
And, and so that's the agreement. So we start the interview, and our sports director is like, hey, John, congrats on the book. Talk about the book in a minute. But huge story here in Providence. And he's like, whoa.
Turn the cameras off.
We're here to talk about the book.
Yeah.
And, again, I'm not trying to paint John Feinstein in a bad light. It was like, I'm like 22-year-old producer, by the way. And like sports director's like, and I'm like, oh, crap. I'm like, whoa. Like, this is my first go-around in something like this. I'm like, what the heck? Like, what? I set this up. I'm like executing
We had
it.
the go-ahead.
And
we had the green light.
So I give you that example. And it's kind of something we still joke about my old sports director down the road. Like, back, over the years, I've texted about him. But I give you that because I think it's relevant to the Bill Belichick one. Because I think what did I tell you guys the other day about Belichick? Like, Belichick, my impression of that interview was the publisher and marketing team made me do this interview because I've got a book coming out.
Oh, of
right?
course. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be there.
They are also the ones that communicated with CBS to do the interview and the topics that were going to be discussed.
So there's some miscommunication.
And my guess is they were like, sure, ask about anything because we just want the book sold. right?
Yeah.
They didn't tell Bill and and the girlfriend.
Yeah.
They were like, and so Bill gets out there and the girlfriend gets out there and you create this scenario. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I thought we were talking, like, Bill seriously is going into this thinking I'm talking about the book, much like John did. John's like, hey, I'm here to promote the book. But they didn't tell me I might have to answer about this and that.
But here's my thing, Brent. Like, Bill Belichick's been in the league for how long? He's done how many press conferences? And, yeah, this is different than a book thing, and maybe you're told something, but, like, you got to expect, like, you're Bill Belichick.
I get it.
You're in the news, with all due respect, not because of your book, but, well, maybe because you're dating a 24-year-old or whatever the case may be. Like, you had to expect some of these questions were going to come up. And if you didn't expect it, how are you going to be a college coach and deal with any of this?
I'm not telling you that. I'm not trying to defend Belichick. I honestly didn't defend John Feinstein back in that day.
Sure.
I thought it was...
You just see their side.
I thought he screwed me, quite frankly, like at the time. And but I'm just telling you, that's how these things get set up.
Yeah.
And so I'm not telling you the statement's right, the whole Belichick thing's right. You're right. Like, he should be ready for anything. But my guess is he's not, because they didn't communicate to him. They're just like, hey, go push the book and I hope we sell a lot of books.
But, okay, I get it, man. And maybe, like, listen, maybe hindsight 2020. Maybe, because you've heard now, too, like, there's been articles, like, where she stormed out.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. And I guess, like, you were gone, but, like, Brent, we need the uncut version, please. Keep your hands on it, Brent. Use your higher-ups. Get us the uncut version of the Bill Belichick interview. Like, maybe he sells more books because of this. I doubt it. But, like, here's the thing that I would tell Bill Belichick. And, like, what his girlfriend's got to understand. You're not only selling the book, but you're selling yourself. So, like, when you come out of these interviews and you're, like, acting maybe a little entitled, acting a little holier than thou, it's not a good look. Like, it's not going to be a good look for your book sales. Like, keep that in mind, Bill. And what's his girlfriend's name again? I'm sorry.
What is his name?
Jordan Hudson.
Hamby, you got
Jordan.
Yeah. And I think she should know that, too. Like,
by the way, it will be good for book sales.
Okay, good. Fantastic.
Any controversy is good for anything now.
But when we talk about, like, you're on the morning show. It's wholesome as it comes.
And maybe that's where they were blindsided.
Maybe.
Because it's not a TMZ interview.
Yeah, sure.
Like, listen, I'm just, like, if you're going to sit down and do an interview with Brent versus doing one with Ben Becker, you're expecting a different line of questions, okay? Like, that's reality.
But to that point,
security.
Brent, he's sitting down with Tony DeCopel, which, like, I don't know a ton about Mr. DeCopel's background, but he's not a sports guy. So you have to imagine. I mean, this is not, he's not sitting down with fill in the blank guy from ESPN or whoever. This is a guy whose job is news and storytelling. You not think he's going to be invested in something other than just how you learn to coach football and be the greatest coach since freaking, or the best coach in the NFL? Like, he's going to be invested in your relationship.
And, like, sometimes it's your job as a journalist, as an interviewer, to ask the questions that we're all thinking.
Yeah, true.
She was sitting there, 24 years old, and we're all thinking, hey.
That was a great question.
What is this, Bill?
I am not critical of the interviewer at all.
Yeah,
he did a great job.
Let's clear the air a little bit here and get to the bottom of this.
And
right?
by the way, you're in a looser setting, maybe you're feeling. I will say this: as an interviewer, you're like, okay, there's a time and place.
Yeah.
Right. There's a time on a podium. There's a time in a one-on-one spot. There's a time like, hey, we're going to bring this up, and then there's a time where, hey, this is going nice and smooth and. Just actually have a little fun with this. Like, where did you guys meet? Like, innocently, he could have been asking that.
Yeah.
He might not be all over social media, the interviewer, like you are or we are, like, hey, a lot of people are talking about where did they meet. Maybe he was.
Yeah.
But, hey, if you could ask, like, where did they meet? Like, it actually fit the CBS morning show thing. Like,
of course.
Hey, cute story about, like, you're doing Titanic poses on the beach.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I mean, see, this is why I'm never going to make it in, like, professional. I mean, I say professional. We're professionals, but, like, I'm not going to make it, like, in professional journalism. Because, literally, like, if I had Bill Belichick in front of me, and what's your name again? Jordan what? I'm sorry?
Jordan Hudson, I think.
Jordan Hudson. And Jordan Hudson's sitting there, and I'm like, all right, the book is called whatever, the Art of Winning, my life
The Art of Dating.
The book is called The Art of Winning It. And Bill, you know what, Bill, time out. 1 second. What's going on here, Bill? Like, come on. Bill, shoot me straight here.
What's running in that Patriots building with you and Kraft?
Bill, what are we doing right now? And then we'll get back to the book. But just tell me what we're doing right now. Jordan, just 1 second. Bill, what are we doing? Like, how can you not ask that?
Yeah,
like,
I think it's a fair question.
I feel like if that question didn't get asked, then we'd be grilling the reporter for like, oh, so you're just going to talk about the book and, you know?
Yeah, well, believe me, we've got that part of it before, too.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think you're right. I'm just trying to I'm not trying to defend anybody. I'll defend CBS all day on this. I'm just telling you, this is how this stuff gets set up. Mm-hmm. No doubt. Like, it could be a guy that's coming on today to push a book about the Kentucky Derby. And you're like, well, okay, but I want to ask you a couple other questions about horse racing in general, and it might be not the prettiest of conversations about horse racing. And that guy's going to be expected to answer that question because he's coming on promoting his book. I need something out of you, too.
Correct.
Like something a little bit more heavy than, hey, let's push X book.
Yeah. I just can't stand, like, the people being naive, man. Like to that extent. Like, I get it. It's 2025, man. All right? A lot of cool things are happening, you know, like there's a lot of cool whatever. If you're a 70-year-old dating a 24-year-old, like, I'm sorry, but like people are still going to look at you a certain type of way. Like we aren't to the point where it's like, oh yeah, that's like, you know, that's every day we see that. Yeah. No, we don't. So then, like, don't act like it was a crazy question. Don't act like we don't want to know, right? Like that's what drives me crazy about the whole situation.
Okay, I'll kick this back to you guys even a little bit more though. Here's why, to me, Belichick is totally in the wrong here. You can't just have your cake and eat it, too. You can't say, okay, I'm pushing a book, so I'm coming on here to talk about a book. Mm-hmm. And because I hope you help sell me books. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, well, no, we can't talk about our relationship. Well, wait a minute. Your relationship is all over social media with Titanic pictures and these goofy, fun things with you and, like, a fisherman, whatever. It's not like you have said this is the most private relationship that's ever existed.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if I would have more respect for this whole situation from them if you know as a public that this is a super private relationship. Well, it hasn't been.
Yeah, she's posting them everywhere.
So that's my point. You can't just have it when you want to have it and then not ask.
She's at the interview. Did she write the book? What? No, seriously.
Good point.
Why is she there?
Yeah.
Like when Josh Allen got interviewed a couple weeks ago for Haley Steinfeld, she was in a movie. They asked her about it was a Josh Allen interview. So Josh Allen was there. Didn't see Haley Steinfeld there, who's a big movie star. Like, she didn't have to be there. Why was Jordan Hudson there?
Yeah.
Did she write the book? No. Was it her idea? No, probably. But, like, why was she there in the first place?
Yeah.
Why was she conducting
muse,
the
Austin. The creative muse.
Yeah, give me a break.
The creative muse.
And I'm not going to lie, that sounds like Kanye West speaking, and that's not a compliment. Because I feel like Kanye West has had that kind of dialogue before with, I forgot who the girl was.
But, like, the Belichick thing, like, it's goofy. The whole thing's goofy.
Yes.
Because, again, we know Belichick as football. And, kind of the cool thing is, even Brady when he got out of New England, and now even Belichick when he gets out of New England, it's like, okay, well, whether you agree with a 70-year-old and a 24-year-old, all that stuff.
Sure.
It's like, well, we're seeing a different side of Bill.
Same with
Saban.
Saban.
He's presenting this. It's kind of like, okay, we'll get a different side of it. Well, you can't pick and choose when you want that side.
Correct.
Like, if you're going to play that card, then you play that card and you dive in and you lean into it, man.
You're ingrained. That's your identity.
So now it's like, what do you think North Carolina's thinking?
Oh.
I mean, they brought the Brinks truck in for this whole setup at North Carolina.
Wanting a refund.
Are they yet?
Well,
or are they like, hey, it's great exposure?
Brent.
Like I said, he should have at least worn the UNC shirt.
Let's be fair, Brent. Tony Khan, Shad Khan. Great friends of Bill Belichick. They know Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't even get a sniff at an interview. Look, in retrospect now, do you think it's surprising that Bill Belichick didn't really get a sniff of any kind of interview? Or do you think it had something to do with what's been transpiring here? Because even universities, not everyone was willing to give Bill Belichick a chance. North Carolina did. They're a basketball school. Let's risk it for the biscuit. Let's become a football school. Okay, more power to you. I'm starting to see now why maybe some universities and NFL teams weren't really interested in Bill Belichick coming to coach their team.
I would agree. I think some of that is, I think people are, and maybe you should give credit to the decision makers here, where it's like, this will work here, but it won't work there in Hamby. I'm going to give you an example. So, like, Urban, and by the way, they made a mistake on this before. Jags have. with Urban Meyer. And I think it's like a big picture view that, hey, even the greatest people, greatest coaches, greatest whatever at their profession still need the situation to be correct. So you think about Urban, and Urban went from Bowling Green to Utah to Florida and really hit it big at Florida, and the setup that he had at Florida was like run the roost, right? And everything was running wild, quite frankly. And you go to Ohio State and hey, you can do the thing. You can do that same thing. Whatever you need, whatever you want, let's win.
Yep.
Well, what I would say is, remember all the rumors that he was to Notre Dame, going to Notre Dame? I don't think Urban, the way he wanted to do things and the way he did things, would work at Notre Dame. I don't think it would have ever worked at Notre Dame.
Sure.
Because I don't think they would allow Urban to have that kind of runway.
Yeah.
And some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and then it didn't work here because it's a different runway and different animal in the NFL. Well, are we learning, or are we going to learn, especially with this college thing, we'll have to wait and see how it goes, that Belichick, great coach. I'm not going to take away his coaching stuff, but from Cleveland, the way he was going to do it or whatever, didn't work.
Correct.
He landed in the ideal situation at the ideal time, and he can't duplicate it. You're not going to, well, first of all, nobody's going to duplicate what the Patriots did for 20 years.
Correct.
Right? But you can't just bring it. You can't just go, okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it over here. A guy that works for Apple can probably take whatever methodology or whatever else that they did to help build Apple into X and bring it over to this new company and flourish in a company. Maybe not as much,
the blueprint,
but they can get the blueprint. I'm not sure sports architecture, if you will, works the same way.
No, because there's always a lot of variables, Brent. Yeah,
you got to rely on a lot of different other things,
Correct.
right, Hamby? Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I don't think Urban would have worked at Notre Dame, even in his heyday.
Yeah,
that would be crazy to implement him there and install everything that he was about and keep his personality the same, and keep everything that he was about the same, and see if it works at a program like that. I still tend to think that he would be successful. I don't know if it would have been national championship successful. I guess you're saying that he wouldn't have won national championships at Notre Dame. But, I mean, I'm sure you still think he would have been semi-successful because he's a good football coach. But
because it's college game and he fits there, yeah.
Yeah. And here's where I'm coming from with the whole situation. Like, I didn't know how bad it was at Florida with Urban until after the fact.
True.
Like, they won, and then it was like, oh, wow, well, this is going on. This is going on. Not to say Notre Dame would have put up with it, but at the same time, if you're relevant, if you're winning national championships, or at least competing for national championships, I feel like now maybe Notre Dame's different, but I feel like a lot of schools are willing to go, okay, yeah, just make sure like you keep within reason. Don't give us any kind of bad publicity.
Yeah,
you know?
I think you're right, and maybe I hold Notre Dame, Hamby, in too high regard, but I think that was the problem with Notre Dame for a long time when they kind of went silent, is that they, like, from Lou Holtz way back in the day to others, like, yeah, you can't get that dude in. You can't get that dude in. You can't do this. You can't. We do it different here at Notre Dame. And what did they loosen some of that? Yeah, but Florida. I mean, when you learn what happened at Florida, like Notre Dame was never letting what happened at Florida happen. I mean, let's be honest, right?
Right. And I think
probably not.
Part of that inherently for me is, I mean, when we hired Urban, I mean, it doesn't really matter, what I thought because I don't have the receipts to back it up. But I wasn't a big fan. Just simply because a guy who's that stuck in his ways and is that unique in how he coaches, moving levels, I don't think we've seen. It wasn't even necessarily more about him, but it hasn't worked more often than not.
Yeah.
I think there's a potential, and that's why I'm so interested to see how UNC plays this year and in the years going forward. I think it might be easier to go from the NFL to college than it is from college to NFL, just because, Urban, he could say whatever he wanted to any of those players. Like, they looked up to him. They feared him, at Florida. There was a level of fear and how you're not going to get that with a professional. You're not going to get that when you have grown men with families. It's just not going to happen. And you probably wouldn't even get it at this level now with NIL. Like, I don't think maybe Kirby Smart is the most feared or respected coach, but he's not looked at the same way, not even close, that Urban would have been 15 years ago. Saban, that's why he's part of the reason he left the game. He couldn't command the respect of his locker room to the same level when he finished as he did 10 years ago. And Saban didn't change. Smart's not changing. None of these guys are changing. But when you pay athletes, they look at their coach different.
So I'm gonna say two things about it. I think Jim Harbaugh is a classic example of where it did work out, where you have a guy with, let's be honest, like a pretty crazy personality. It seems like sometimes, but like for whatever reason, he gets the best out of his players. Whether it's the NFL or whether it's college football, he's gone to both places and he's made it work. I think now when we see college football, it is more like the NFL than ever before. Like, I think if Bill Belichick was going to have success, not saying it's going to happen, but if he was going to have success and relate to a locker room, now would be the time to do it. Because now you're dealing with a bunch of more, like, we want to say student athletes, but let's call them like we call them. Like, they're NIL athletes who make a lot of money or a lot like professional athletes. So I think the landscape now, it's ripe for the picking, where if you are a former NFL coach, if you do maybe have the old school way of thinking, you can get by with it a little more, as opposed to 10, 15 years ago when it was all about, okay, we got to be recruiting, make sure these kids go to school, all this stuff. The game has changed now.
No doubt. I also think, like, to your point about Harbaugh, though, he has changed. He is not the same guy that was in San Francisco.
Okay.
By all accounts.
Okay.
I mean, he was like, by all accounts, he was like this level.
Sure.
Tough to even be around.
Right.
I don't think you hear that same stuff coming out of Michigan or even now in L.A. I really think you go back and look at him 10 years
changed
ago,
his personality.
and he's definitely changed in a good way. Like he's so different.
He's a fun-loving, encouraging coach. Like his, I think if you were
at least in front of a mic,
he's encouraging. Like that's like his biggest thing is like encouragement. That you wouldn't have said that about
you see
him
with
with the
Justin
49ers
Herbert all the time,
right?
Yeah, you would. The story I had back on
though with Kaepernick when he had Kaepernick.
Yeah, maybe to the players. I had just always heard the book on him back then, and the reason why I heard this guy, I'll just be honest, is the Jags were looking at coaches, right? And right around the same time, it might have been the Gus Bradley hire, or maybe it was like during that stretch when people were talking about should they fire Gus or whatever. It looked like I can't remember when, but I don't know how long did he stay in San Francisco. It doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter. I just remember asking about Harbaugh, and it's like, no way, man. Like the reason why he got let go in San Francisco is they couldn't wait. Like the opportunity, as soon as the opportunity came to let him go because he had like a mid-season, just an okay season, was like, okay, we got to get this out of here. But like if he was winning, you couldn't do it.
Sure.
But it was like, that's what I heard. Now, so whether that's too extreme, the even idea of that's what I had heard, that even the Jags wouldn't be interested in a guy like Harbaugh because they didn't want to bring that kind of stuff into the building, at least with some of the conversation. I mean, even if it's some level of that is not the guy that you paint the picture of now at Michigan or the Chargers, I guess is my point.
No, you're not wrong. And especially, like, listen, dude went to the Super Bowl, right? Like, so you would think, like, he's got a pretty good resume to bring. Yeah, so I think that speaks volumes for what inner circles were saying about him. But we kind of saw the same thing with Doug Peterson as well, where Peterson wins a Super Bowl, and the next year.
That's a good point.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's wild.
Yeah, and it just shows, I think more than ever before, maybe this has always been the case, from a coaching standpoint, you've got to evolve now. You can't be like Liam Cohen is not going to be the same coach. And I don't mean from an experience standpoint a better coach. I'm telling you the same coach that he is at 39 years old right now and at 45. Like things are changing faster and faster and faster. You have got to evolve or you're not going to be long for it. It's not going to work out.
You got to adapt or die. Like I guarantee even Joe Cullen, like the guy who is cemented in old school roots and, telling you how he feels about things. Like, I guarantee, like, the only reason why Joe Cullen still has a job, and by the way, I mean, coach Kansas City Chiefs, he's got a Super Bowl win, I think, because he was with them a couple of years ago. Yeah, like, the only reason why he's still in the league, because, listen, if you would have had 2010 Joe Cullen coaching now, you think Chris Jones is gonna stand and be chewed out and cussed at? Like, there's no way. So, like, I haven't talked to Joe Cullen in a minute, but I guarantee, like, even even the most stubborn old school guy has learned to change a little bit because you have to. Because if you don't, they'll find somebody else that the players like a lot more.
All right. No, by the way, is that Delphonic? I did not hear that from Trent. No, I did not hear that from Trent. I heard that story like a decade ago. And again, that's why I can't place exactly where
Trent's going all in.
I'll never forget where I was. I actually remember being in an airport on the phone having this conversation. But I don't remember if it was the 2013 thing or 2017 time frame. But it wasn't bulky. I'd let you know if it was bulky.
I'm just saying.
It wasn't recent.
I'm just saying.
But I know bulky and him were
Go
in
ahead
that
and
same
ship
thing.
it, Austin. Go ahead and ship it.
Let's go ahead. What do we got? We got pocket aces. Yeah, let's go ahead and put them all in here. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be honest with you. I mean, that's a good one to have in my back pocket, actually, either way. But I would be honest with you in this situation. The Venmos have stopped.
What? Is James using something else? Zelle? James is Zelle guy. I knew it. I knew it. It's all good.
Hey, left corner of your screen right there. The QR code is up for the Run Good main event, which starts today, but you can get in tomorrow and Saturday as well. So if you're into playing some poker, the Mission Run Good series is here in Jacksonville, and that's why we're at Bestbet Jacksonville, and we got Derby weekend too. So we'll talk about that over the next couple of days. Meanwhile, if you're looking for a new vehicle, great time to shop as we get ready for the summer. Bravo Rama is back at Nimnick Buick GMC. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com. Get the biggest, bestest deals of the year on select certified used vehicles. If you're looking for a better used car shopping experience, you'll find it at Nimnick Buick GMC. Remember, nobody but Nimnick. Shop Nimnick Buick GMC or visit the showroom off Phillips Highway. When we come back, we will get to that one player that you wish the Jags did get. And also, Daniel Griffiths dives into our buddy James Gladstone right after this.
Are you about to graduate high school and haven't decided on what you want to do when you get done? Well, one option is to apply to become a student in the Electrical Training Alliance of Jacksonville. Their program offers structured classroom and online training, along with on-the-job training so that you can earn while you learn. Still not convinced? The folks at ETA Jacks are a tuition-free 4-year apprenticeship program. There is no tuition and no student debt. Just pay for your books and your fees. That's it. Now, speaking of pay, students, they start off making $40,000 per year, including benefits, and they graduate, get this, making over $80,000 per year, including those sought-after benefits. Now, that sounds pretty good to me, and if that sounds good to you, it should check off a lot of boxes. So head on over to etajacks.org and apply by May 15th. Again, the website right here, etajacks.org. Don't wait, apply today.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Save 10% off any water heater, plus no trip charge. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
I'm ready to show my hand. Ready to take a stand. Wait on a sign above. And I am ready, ready. 'Cause I just live for the game. 'Cause I just live for the game.
Action Sports Jacks is the biggest brand in Jacksonville, and we're excited to add another partnership for this team's biggest season yet. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is now the official streaming network of the Jacksonville Sharks for their 15th season.
The Jacksonville Sharks are your champions.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Well, this is a big story of Jeff Ulbrich, the defense coordinator for the Falcons. This is him during his news conference yesterday, apologizing for the whole incident, the prank call with Shedeur Sanders. Tough week for that guy,
Man,
obviously. And $250,000 fine for Falcons, $100,000 fine for him. And there were a lot of things going around, not to make light of it, really, I think, at all, but a lot of things going around saying, okay, if you make like $2 million a year, which I think is what he makes, and your company gets fined $250K and you get fined $100K because you're a kid, like, what's the punishment for the kid? Like, what do you do? Like, what do you do to your 21-year-old son?
Yeah.
And how do you handle that? And
taking the PlayStation away.
Well,
Gonna go and think about it a little bit.
And, I was thinking about it a little bit, just like very little bit. I did not put much time into it, and I'm just happy. I'm kind of like, I mean, I don't know. What do you do? Like, what can you do? What do you do? He's a 21-year-old, and he just made like a mega mistake.
Right.
And, like, I don't know what you can do. My guess is the kid is bright enough to now know what he's done and the impact that it's had, and it's kind of like, well, you got to deal with it. That's enough? Is that enough? I mean, because
I think I have a couple solutions.
Well, you can't take away. You got a couple, because you can't take away his allowance. Like, there's none of that.
Spankings?
Grounded? No. Disown him? Maybe. But I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yeah, it's not much
Nobody got hurt. Well,
I mean,
some
honestly,
people got hurt, but nobody got really hurt.
There's probably nothing you can really do to the kid that he's not already feeling horrible. Like, I mean,
That's
the
what I'm
guy's
saying.
getting.
Oh, there's
like,
something.
If you want to like make a kid feel bad, okay, what do you got, Hamby?
All right, well, you say, hey, son, you want to prank call Shedeur Sanders? You have to switch your fandom, and you have to be a diehard Browns fan the rest of your life. You'll learn. Or you call
he was a Jets fan the last couple of years.
Okay.
That's true.
Well, he's loose a little.
I mean, he looks like a fraternal Fred, so maybe you call the frat president and say he's got to get he's got to go through whatever initiation again.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, he's got to go through initiation again. Is there? I just want to make sure everybody's aware, like, because I wasn't aware of this initially. His son wasn't the one who was on the phone. His son was the one who was on the couch
he wasn't
laughing.
He was, yeah.
I didn't know that right away. Not that it necessarily changed the situation because obviously he's still the one who gets the number, shares it with his friend, puts him up to it, tells him to do it, all that. But I just, from everything, all the headlines and everything, I think I assumed that the son was the one who was making the call. Because the one who actually made the call is getting off scotch-free, it seems like. Because, I mean, at the same time, like...
Scotch-free? Is that what it...
That's
Scot-free.
what Mom's saying right there.
Scotch-free?
Yeah,
I thought it was scot-free. Scotch?
Scot-free.
We're good.
Right.
You're good, man. You're good.
I'll take
But the kid, the kid who's making the call, like, he's not, like, innocent. I mean, not that I'm the one who's, like, trying to seek justice and, all these things, because I really don't care that much about those individuals. But he's getting the easy way out because nobody knows who is his name, and nobody's having to make a public apology in front of the entire NFL for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what you can do. Like Z Fortner or Delphonic said, take the $100,000 out of his trust fund. I will say this: like, I don't know how much this guy's made in his career. Like, I don't know. I mean, $2 million is a lot of money, but I don't know how much of that is paying off his house and going to a trust fund right now, right? Like, I mean, down the road, do you take it out? By the way, 40 years from now, and whenever that would come into play, like, it's all forgiven and forgotten and laughed about by then, right?
Yeah,
like, I mean, it's not that big a deal. Here's the other thing: Shedeur Sanders, like, his jersey is the best seller. Did you see that?
I thought it was Travis Hunter.
It was for a bit. Now, Shedeur Sanders is the best-selling jersey right now. Maybe this young man helped him. The other thing I thought that was interesting about this whole deal, and I do think they have a point here, and this is a weird deal that happens even in our news cycle, and people have argued this point before, but it's like, are we glorifying this prank call stuff so much that it's going to now become such a thing? Like, it already is a little bit of a thing, but it's such a thing that people are really going to try to go out of their way to do it. And maybe it's not just the NFL draft, but it's other important things in people's lives. And I would say, I mean, it's kind of been going on anyway, but maybe it gets a little bit, for some reason, when people just like to be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Right? And so they'll be like, I'm the next guy to do it. I'm going to do it. Watch this. And we'll record it. And again, this kid wasn't the only one that recorded, or no, it wasn't the only one they called. Mm-hmm. They called multiple, right? You said Ty Warren and somebody else.
Ty Warren, and I think Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter said he got one too.
Yeah.
So they said it was Jacksonville for Abdul Carter. Yeah. So they weren't the only pranksters. Is my point.
No, I think Mason Graham. Mason Graham was called. There's been like 10 guys that were actually called this year. But obviously Shedeur takes the cake.
New trend.
Yeah.
Well, because they posted the video.
Yeah. Well, they all are posting the videos.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good.
You don't do anything without
That's a good point.
posting it to video in that sense, right?
Yep.
You've got to show the receipt.
Which is...
I think it's great.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
That's the weird thing.
I don't get it.
Rob a bank, shoot video of it.
This is why I'm officially old. Like, this is why I don't get it.
I don't either.
I'm old, man. I'm becoming old.
Yes. Get off my lawn. You can join me on this segment.
There we go.
Hey, who did the Jags not get that you wish they got? Is there really somebody? Like, I'll be honest with you. I asked this question, and I'm not sitting here like, oh, man, like I wish they had X player. Like, I wasn't like once they got Travis Hunter, quite frankly, I was like, oh, okay,
whatever
awesome.
else. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, see you. We'll see you at camp, and we'll see how the rest of you guys look.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do know, like, they did want R.J. Harvey, or at least were very interested in him, right? Pass rusher, some other players, another offensive lineman. I mean, they had a list of, like, anything else. They're, like, hoping people drop. That's in the draft or in free agency. You say, oh, yeah, this is a no-brainer. What are you thinking?
Well, there was 2 consensus All-Americans for 2 years in that NFL draft. One was Travis Hunter.
Okay.
And the other you had a chance to get, and you let him slip by you. Anyone want to take a guess who it is?
You had a chance to get him at 88?
Yep.
Consensus All-Americans. Why do I feel like I knew the answer to this?
2-time consensus All-American.
Oh.
And you want to hear the crazy thing? The guy that you drafted is going to be playing his spot.
The guy that you drafted with 88?
I won't say that much.
Xavier Watts?
No. Xavier Watts.
Oh.
Huh. Who do you end up going to? Do you remember?
Atlanta.
Yep.
Yep. So Xavier Watts, if you want to look at in terms of production metrics, which maybe that's not the biggest thing, I don't know, but dude's played a lot of football. He's played a lot of football at a high level. The one thing that, I felt like it let him drop a little bit was the fact he didn't have a good 40-yard dash. That's okay, though, man. I think at safety, there's other traits that you look for, and I think he had it. So Xavier Watts is my answer.
Hamby, what do you got? That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm in the same. I'll stay in the same round. When they took Ransall, it hurt me a little bit that the very next pick after Milam was Josiah Stewart, the edge from Michigan. I was just so convinced that they were going edge, and the fact that he was still there after trading down, I was like, oh man, this is awesome. This is a no-brainer. Like, he fell in their lap. He's like the last one that's kind of been like a third-round value, and then we didn't take him, and it kind of just more fuel to the fire that he was the very next pick from the Rams, which obviously it's the Rams, so Snead and Gladstone probably have almost the exact same draft philosophy, you would imagine. So I was like, man, he had to have been high on their board. They just they just wanted to wait even longer.
Well, I was going to go with my guy. We're looking at an article right now. I'm looking at this article. Another player jogs my memory. But I said it on the morning of the third day. I was like, I got a feeling like Jack Sawyer is intangibly rich. And they had 2 picks right there. And again, where you could use him, I was thinking edge as well, like big helper. I got a feeling, and I know like the slow combine, all that stuff too. Like I've got a feeling this kid's going to be a really good, like productive player.
Okay,
just good ball player. We talked about him a lot, like from maybe like the Puzzlesny type of guy. Like he just always going to play ball, and you can just win with good football players. And by the way, no doubt, the Pittsburgh Steelers take a guy like this.
Of course,
like that's like, oh yeah. That's not surprising.
That story.
Like if the Baltimore Ravens took him or the Steelers took him, like that to me is like, yeah, this guy's going to work out.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's going to be pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Like even like it reminds me of like Mike Green. Mike Green out of Marshall.
Yeah.
Like when
late.
Yeah, when he fell, I'm like, oh man, maybe there's something to this guy. Like maybe he is going to be kind of an issue. And then all of a sudden, Baltimore takes him. Like, oh, never mind. He's going to be an All-Pro in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one, just going through this, just double checking, is your guy at Georgia, who we talked about a lot, is Jared Wilson. Because I really do feel like, and this was a round 3 pick, he actually dropped to 95. I don't know about drop. I mean, he went 95, but the Jags had pick 88 and 89. Now they pick Milam there. And I'm okay with the pick. It seems like this guy's going to be great. Didn't know much about him, but it seems like, hey, he fits everything. All good. I just feel like maybe the least confident position right now I have in the Jags offensive line is the center position. I mean, it's a guy that got beat out by a young player last year. He played 1 game, and everybody's like, well, go look at the tape of the 1 game. That's what the Jags will tell you. But he got beat out. Like, he got beat out by a younger player.
Right.
So, and here's the other thing. I think the Jags have had success picking centers over the years at this spot, like in the 3rd round. So I believe, even if it's not this year, I think long-term, a guy like Wilson might have a chance to help you for a long run, maybe more than Milam. Now, Milam might really work out and be your right tackle or something else at some point. I'm not sure. We'll see. Hope they're right and I'm wrong, but I would say the Jared Wilson pick, if they had got him at 89 instead of Milam, I've been like, yeah, like that.
Yeah. But also, you forget about Milam, though, because like with Jared Wilson, he probably won't come in and play right away, Brent.
He won't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but is Milam?
It's a possibility, I think. I mean, he could compete.
I don't see it.
Okay, gotcha.
No, I mean, you might. I don't see it. But
I think if he could have a good training camp, you never know.
I will tell you this. There's I heard a rumbling, and this wasn't from this is more from the media, folks. So not from the Jags, just to be clear. I don't want to be spreading this rumor because I never really got it confirmed or anything like that. But rumbling is, like, where are they on Anton Harrison versus where's like Brent on Anton Harrison? Okay, because I'm an Anton fan.
Brent's getting ready to speak at his Hall of Fame ceremony one day.
Well, not that, but I do like Anton. But there's some speculation that maybe they're not as high on Anton.
Interesting.
So if that is the case, then maybe you guys are right. Right now, you go get a Milam, and can he play and help you out more quickly? More quick. And so Scatterbo is a guy that I thought a lot of people would answer here.
Sure.
I think it would have been cool. Like the 2-1 seems to make sense. See, I don't know how good Scatterbo is going to be in the league. I just think if the Jags had gotten
I was so glad
Scatterbo
they didn't take Scatterbo.
But if they did, the fans would have been in love with this draft.
Yeah.
Like they would have. Like, that was one guy. If they added, I thought the fans would have been like, "This is the best draft ever."
I think he just needs the right team to go to. I think New York. I mean, we'll see how that works out for him. But I feel like if Green Bay would have drafted him, he would have been an All-Pro.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I just feel like there's some places where he would fit in and just like ball out. And there's
You're
some
right.
Places where
Baltimore, San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
And maybe a Green Bay.
Yeah.
You didn't want Scatterbo.
I did not. I wanted the burner who could catch. I mean, Scatterbo could catch the football. Obviously, he put that on full display against Texas with that deep ball. But I wanted the quick third down back, and that's just not Scatterbo's game.
I think he would have been a fan guy more than a. I think they could have. Like they might be really right on the Tootin pick. Like you really might help them more than a Scatterbo would have helped them out.
I got two more for you.
Hey, let's do that. Oh, you got a couple more? Good.
Yeah. Well, when we took Kaiser at 107, again, we still had not taken defensive line. So I'm sitting there tweeting about Deion Walker, defensive tackle from Kentucky. He goes 2 picks later. After the Jags went Kaiser at 107, he goes to the Bills at 109. And then my final one, this was one of my this was my version of Jack Sawyer. Brent's version of Jack Sawyer was my version of Kyle Kennard from South Carolina, and another edge guy, and he went 125. So 18 picks after we took Kaiser, he goes to the Chargers. And I'm a fan of McLeod. To get 8 sacks in the SEC and to have more than 5.5 sacks 3 straight years in college football, like that's production. That he's got speed. I'm a fan, but the simple truth is you like guys more who you know and you know their names and there's recognition and you've seen play multiple times. And Kennard was a guy that I watched multiple times last year and looked like a freak. So those 2 guys would have been. We missed out a little bit.
Yeah, and you wanted edge. And by the way, the Jags wanted edge, too. They were interested in these guys, for sure, on the edge front. But the, I applaud the Jags for this. They were with you, Hamby. Whether it was, hang on a second. What's the guy's name? Begins with a G. That they were interested in? Hold on. I'll tell you in a second.
What position?
The Louisville kid. Ashton Giotti. Giotti, how do you say it?
The edge. Yeah. Gosh, how do you say his last name?
So they were interested in...
Gillotte.
Yeah, but they were interested in him. And so they were looking at him. You were talking about Josiah Stewart still on the board. And I think even in Silver's article, he mentions that they were keen on him. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know about Kennard. But the bottom line, what I appreciate about this draft for the Jags is that they kind of knew that they needed some edge help.
Yeah.
But when it didn't fall to them, their quick answer was to, hey, we're not going to milk this thing and try to say, oh, we didn't get the edge guy, so we don't need it. We're smarter than you. We'll just see what unfolds over the next couple months. No. They went and said, hey, we wanted an edge guy. It didn't fall that way. We're going to go get this guy. Here's plan B. Yeah, and they go get Agba. Yep. And I'm not telling you Agba's going to be unbelievable, but I just like the plan. And it's like, well, no, we're going to go get one right now because we really feel like, that was the one hole that we wanted to get and we didn't get. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate that too. I mean, there's the plan B. You got to always have a plan B.
Yeah, and I think in this organization in the past, some of that plan B would be we'll see in August or September and how this shakes out. And then before you know it, in June, somebody picks up a veteran guy. And then the Bills go pick up whoever they picked up. I can't remember whatever.
Yep.
The 8-sack guy that's been playing for 10 years.
Point Luke, you're not playing edge rusher. Sorry, we're just going to move to a new position. We'll see what happens.
I just appreciated that part of it. Hey, Hamby, I don't know if you can tell, but we got Paul Dozier in the room. I think, yeah. And I think he might be out on the water, so we're going to wait. Don't go yet, Paul. We got to wait to see if we can get you on. But I just wanted to give Hamby a heads up, so he'll try to figure that out. So we won't go to a break here. We'll get our Let's Go Fishing segment presented by Nimnick Buick GMC and also Armor Guard Exteriors. Make sure you give Armor Guard a call, 904-762-7779. 15% off Armor Guard exterior products today and maybe more. They've got specials going on all the time. Get your gutters, awnings, screens, windows and doors, storm protection, and more. Glad to have them aboard. Welcome to Armor Guard Exteriors, a sponsor of our Let's Go Fishing segment each and every day on each and every Thursday at 11:30 here on the Brent and Austin Show. Amby, give us a heads up. You got him? Yep. Was that Amby saying yep?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. There he is. There's Paul Dozier. What's happening, man? You're in the Bahamas at a tournament, right?
Yes, sir. We sure are. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I can hear you guys good.
Oh, we got you.
Can you? Loud and clear. We got you, man.
Are you on the water? Give us a setting.
We're on the water here. I don't know how to. There's a frigate bird right there chasing something. We're fishing at about 3,000 or 4,000 feet of water. I'm on my good friend Matt Bridgewater's boat today. We're down here fishing a tournament called the Custom Production Shootout. There's
not a baby.
78 sport fishing boats out fishing today. We've caught a sailfish this morning, had a couple of other chances at other sailfish, and saw a blue marlin that did not bite. But other than that, we haven't had much action. Something going on right now.
Oh, yeah, we got live action.
We could. Anyway, guys, yeah, there's 78 boats. There's a lot of money on the line down here, and fishing. There's been a few fish caught this morning. Like I said, we've caught a sail, missed 3 others, and saw a blue marlin that did not bite. But it's about 3 to 5 foot seas. Beautiful day down here.
Hey, when you say you saw a blue marlin but did not bite, like what like did it jump out, dive, whatever? I don't know, out of the water? Like how did you see it?
We have teasers, and it ate a teaser, and we teased it up to the boat, and it never bit a bait. So we got something going on right here right now. Let me see what we got going on here. What we got going on, Cap?
Yeah, turn that camera around. Turn that camera around. We'll be able to hear you.
Here we go.
Hey, take that full screen, Hamby, if you can, but get us off if you want.
Yeah, get us off this thing, man. See where the action's at.
I don't know. Let's see, how do you do it? Hey, let me see if I can get out of Captain's way here, guys.
Yeah, definitely do that, and don't drop the phone in the water.
Mahi. They reported it's a mahi. So,
hey, Paul, see if you can turn your camera sideways. Now we're cooking, man. Now we're cooking. Oh, man, I'm jealous. That looks so good.
Jeez.
I don't know how many people have been live from the Bahamas while these guys reel in a fish, but this is pretty cool. A lot of grass in the water down here, and the again, the fishing's been kind of slow. We got two mahis on, I think, at least one.
All right, give us a little play-by-play, Paul. Like, what are these guys doing right now?
We're reeling them in here. We got Joe and Tim Lanahan, big anglers down here.
Paul, so now when we talk about the mahi, like, is this going to be more of a marathon, or can you kind of sprint to get this fish in the boat?
A lot of grass, so we've got a grass loaded up on the line here, which will make it harder to reel the fish in. Timmy's about to get his here.
He might have hit.
See if I can get.
He might have hit.
No, that's fine. This is the show now for the rest of the day.
You're doing well, so don't change anything if you can hear us, Paul. We can't hear you all of a sudden. I don't know if you hit the mic accidentally.
It's more of a nuisance right now. So So we're trying to get rid of these things as quick as possible so we can get our lines back out.
Brent, that's
Try
some
to
blue
catch
water
marlin.
too, by the way, huh?
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't catch. He said he's in 3,000 to 4,000 feet of water.
Okay.
But I didn't know how far out he is. Like,
Can you see it?
Far enough, Brent.
well, Bahamas to the. I'm pretty sure the Bahamas to like the
right.
border of
You
Florida.
guys still hear me?
It's not that long. Like, it's not that as a couple hour
volume.
ride. I think.
Okay.
I think Paul has said that before.
Okay.
So you can get out there, pretty good. Hamby, do you know why we lost his mic?
I
And
don't.
right now,
I think
don't want him
he's.
to
I think
come back
he's.
in or anything because it looks like we might be able to see him catch a fish
Yeah,
live.
they're gonna reel something in here.
And it looks like mahi is what they've got on the line according to Paul.
Yeah, he's locked in, helping these guys out right now.
Let me know, Brent, if you want me find some quick mahi facts for you.
There we go.
It's
There we
coming
go.
right now.
Look at that.
Dinner right there, guys.
What we got?
We got a second one on.
You take it full again, Hamby? We're missing the play-by-play from Paul, but that's okay. We're seeing it play-by-play. And, of course, we're not very good at the play-by-play.
I mean, sorry, man. I'm a fan right now. I can't even be like professional play-by-play. I'm just
this is like the
watching like everybody
this
else
is like the app, the Calm app right now. If you're at work and having a tough day, just watch this. We don't even have to talk. It's
people driving in their cars right now thinking like that the app shut down or something.
There's another.
Oh,
there you
go. Okay.
So,
wow, that was like
I don't know
a
if
good
you
move
guys
right
can
there.
hear me.
Yeah, get it right into
I'm not
the.
gonna lie. The way
get
he just kind of flicked that into the well there was wild.
It was.
Now, Brent, let's be honest here. Were you a little surprised it was that size of a fish? I thought we were going to see something a little, like I thought the fight that was going on.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit. That's what we'll get Paul back on.
Yeah.
But I didn't know like how big. I guess mahi comes in different.
Sure, I mean I'm sure
sizes.
that fish had some grit to it, but I'm thinking like as big as the boat or something.
No, the boat because you're thinking like.
I'm like, dude, this guy's like gonna pull his back muscles trying to reel that thing in.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
I'm going to tell him to call back in. Because sometimes if you just if Paul can hear, he's out.
So is he using the Starlink or whatever that's called?
I think he must have been using Starlink. But I think what happens sometimes, occasionally, what will happen, like when you're flipping the camera around, you might hit the like the mute button.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or something.
Okay.
And I think that's maybe what happened.
We can just blame Elon instead. It's fine.
But we'll get him back in. And Let's Go Fishing literally took you to the Bahamas right on the water, and we caught some fish.
That was cool.
That was cool. That was very good. We didn't even know how to react to it.
Oh no, I didn't know how to call. I'm just going to watch this here.
All right. So hey, this is we've asked. So last night on TV, I asked people to send their best catches in, and of course we do this each and every week. We want you to be a part of it. Let's Go Fishing, presented by Nimnik Buick GMC and Armor Guard Exteriors. So here's how you can be a part of it. Send us your fish, and Hamby, give me a second. Don't go too quick through this. Let me make sure I've got who this is, because I have to go identify. I've got like 6 emails, guys.
No, you're good. You're very popular.
Well, I don't know about that. But
meanwhile, in the chat, Delphonic asking 1,000 mahi versus 1 gorilla.
That is Jonathan Manning.
Okay.
By the way, it was the one that wouldn't open on my. So yeah, Jonathan Manning sending us this in. So. If we had Paul on right now, I'd be like, hey, what kind of fish is that? That was a kingfish.
Kingfish, okay.
Kingfish. So next up is Terry Boree sent this one in.
Whoa.
And this is little Lily Brandon, 13 years old. Her first redfish she caught a couple weeks ago, 32 inches. So that's pretty cool.
Was she like hoisted down to the boat? I thought that thing could pull her in. Thing's almost as big as her, Brent.
That's the best part about it. That smile on her face says it all. But in real time, that must have been awesome, right?
Yeah, that's
what's cool
needs
about
Barbie
fishing.
You got a big old fish like that. Good for you. What was her name again?
That is. Hang on a second.
That's Terry Boree.
Lily Brandon.
Good job, Lily.
Lily Brandon. So next up for our Let's Go Fishing segment is Cheyenne. And I think we got a couple from Cheyenne. So hang on a second. Nope, not that one. I got to go back in my email, folks.
I should probably know what kind of fish that is because I've seen that fish a lot.
No, this was cool. I think when they gave it to us. This was a bull dolphin caught last weekend by Cheyenne.
Okay.
This is Rick Kinghorn's daughter.
Okay.
She caught the 22-pound snapper as well back in January when she was doing a snapper study for FWC.
Oh,
so,
cool.
But that's a beautiful fish right there, huh?
Yeah, that's a trophy fish, man. I'd mount that on the wall.
So that is a bull dolphin. And
I'll do some research there.
yeah, you can research the fish. Paul usually would be able to talk us through this, but he's out in the Bahamas somewhere. Hamby doing a great job telling us who's next. Slayer is up next. That's a 28-inch red snapper caught off Mayport. So, again, snapper season.
Yeah.
Plenty out there. The fish folks will tell you, I don't know why there's a limit on what we can catch, but there are only a couple of days, I think, right, on the snapper to be able to catch them. All right, Hamby, what else do we have here? Are we almost through? Look, we got a lot of emails. I like it. A lot of fish sent in. And this is David.
Those look like AI. Those look huge.
I don't think he described. He's got a bunch of different pictures. I'm not sure how many Hamby used, but this is David, and he sent a bunch in. So there you go. Those are some of the fish sent in, and
that looks like a fish that could be in a fish tank. You know, like a smaller version, but it got a hold of some nuclear waste and got super huge. Those things are ginormous.
Great pictures, by the way. Good job on the fish. See, that's the fun thing about fishing. That's why we want to keep doing this, and we'll have Paul back in next week. He's obviously had a tournament in the Bahamas, but some beautiful fish. Adults, women, men, kids. That's the beauty of fishing. Yeah. And it's a great moment when everybody is able to catch one. 1,000 mahi versus the gorilla. Definitely the gorilla.
You think so?
Do you fish for walleye in Wisconsin?
I fished for walleye in Wisconsin before. Absolutely, man. It's good eating. Trout, too.
I've only, basically kingfished around here.
You never fished in Rhode Island or anything?
Well, I mean just off the dock, and catch sunfish.
Did you guys have water in Rhode Island? You got water a little bit?
Of course we got Rhode Island.
Oh, I mean, I picture Rhode Island
fishing, but it's not
a mall
here.
parking lot. You just go through it and then, okay, there it is.
Yeah, Rhode Island's over.
Yeah, it's over.
You swim across Rhode Island. But, yeah, I mean, bass fishing as a kid a little bit.
Yeah.
But I remember in the lakes just catching, even just as a kid, throw the worm on, man, or bread and some sunfish, boom.
Yep.
So much fun. But around here, been out kingfishing a little bit on occasion or two, which was really cool. So, hey, thanks to Paul Dozier for taking us to the Bahamas. He's probably trying to get back on it. Don't worry about it, Paul. You did your job today, man.
Mission accomplished.
You got us out there in the Bahamas 78 boat tournament. Hopefully they do well. And we got a little live action here on the show. Let's go fishing each and every Thursday at 11:30 on the Brent Austin Show, presented by Nimnick Buick GMC and also Armor Guard Exterior. Make sure you send us your fish. sports@actionnewsjacks.com. And we'll continue to do this each and every week. We appreciate all those who are participating. But it's a great time of year to go fishing. And we'll have more with Paul coming up next week as well. There's Casey's best work ever. Had a lot of fun yesterday on the show. If you missed it, we drafted 100 people to help beat the gorilla. We're really 96, us four, and 96 others to get the gorilla. And if you missed it, you can always go back and listen on the podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Each and every day it goes up at 1:30, so if you're driving home in the car, make sure you do that. And also can watch the show back on Twitter and YouTube and everyone else. Paul is texting in and said it's not working anymore, and that's fine, Paul. He said fishing's great at home offshore right now. Blue marlin getting caught every day. And he said mahi, wahoo, and tunas as well. Redfish are great inshore. So look at that, Paul. Thinking about you. Dropping the advice.
Constant professional.
Even while he's trying to win a tournament out there in the Bahamas. Let's go fishing each and every Thursday, 11:30 on the Brent Austin Show. And don't forget the Old School Kingfish Shootout coming up in June, now about 6 weeks away from that. So make sure you check out all the different ways you can get involved, from lady anglers to the junior anglers. It's a tournament for everybody. You don't need a big boat and have the biggest of everything to participate in the Old School Kingfish Shootout. More on that in the coming weeks as well. Let's take a break. Bestbet Jacksonville is the place to be right now on Monument Road. We've got the Mission Run Good tournament starting in just a matter of 15 minutes. The main event gets going at noon here today. One of 3 days for the main event. Final day will be on Sunday. So you can check out all the information at bestbetjacks.com. But come on out, say hello, Get registered, try to win a few $100,000. What the hell? Not a bad week if you can try to do that. Bestbet Jacks is the place to be on the Brent and Austen Show here on a Thursday.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
The schedules are out for another summer of soccer here in Jacksonville with the Armada men's and women's under-23 squads, starting with the ladies and the home opener on May 24th. 2 weeks later, they're back in Northeast Florida for a June 7th matchup. The season wraps up with a pair of Friday night home matches June 20th and the 27th. As for the boys in blue, they debut against a couple league newcomers on May 9th and 17th respectively, with more home dates on May 31st, June 14th, and June 21st. All those matches are at Edward Waters University, and you can watch them live on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Those teams are a big focus on Fleet and Footy, covering the big soccer stories each week on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants.
We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning, and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter.
Right now, you can get a free Connecticut reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Connecticut water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
When it comes to trucks, I know exactly what I want. And at Bozard Ford, they make it easy to get exactly that. Let's go make this truck a little more my style. With Bozard Built, I can create my perfect truck right here. Lift kit? Check. Premium wheels? You bet. Advanced lighting package? Oh yeah. The Bozard team works their magic. From bumper to tailgate, I'm making this truck mine. It's everything that I wanted and more. From the field to the gym to weekend adventures. This truck's built for my journey. Bozard Built. Customized for your lifestyle, built to exceed your expectations. Check out the inventory and available options at BozartBuilt.com. Unleash your dream ride. Customized, covered, and Bozart approved.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Hey, good luck to the UNF Ospreys beach volleyball team. We've had Doug Wright on and talked about the women's program a bunch over the last year or so. They've been fantastic the last couple of years. Won the A-Sun once again, and that means a trip to Alabama to play in the NCAA tournament. Last year they played USC and lost. Obviously, USC a powerhouse, and they were the 1 seed versus UNF, who was the 16. Well, this year USC's a 5, and the Ospreys are a 12. So they've got that 12-5 upset brewing.
Let's go.
In the NCAA tournament. They will play tomorrow morning, by the way, at 10 a.m. on ESPN2.
Nice.
So you can watch at 10 a.m. We'll be able to give you an update. Hopefully you're watching us, too, at the same time. But that's pretty cool, and good luck to the Ospreys. They're really having a fantastic spring season. You've got golf programs, always good. Tennis program had a nice season. The baseball would like to be a little bit better, but who knows where they can take this as you get toward postseason play. Only 4 more games to go, I think, in the regular season. Softball's been unbelievable, one of the best teams in the A-Sun, and obviously beach volleyball ranked all year. So congratulations to them. Find out all the things happening on the campus of the University of North Florida at UNFOspreys.com. Hey, you're going to like this one, I think.
Okay.
So, Into the Archives, presented by Republic Services. Before we get to Daniel Griffiths' article, and Recycling Simplified. Remember, recyclingsimplified.com is the way to go and find out all the different ways you can recycle at home and in your business. Republic Services obviously gives you an easy tutorial by just simply going to recyclingsimplified.com. So into the archives we go, and this came up on my Facebook memories. This is my favorite thing about social media is Facebook memories, because you get to just see some stuff that you throw out there, and that's the only reason I really throw anything out there on Facebook is so I can see it. I don't care if anybody followed me on Facebook. I just want to be able to see it, and like, it's your journal. Our buddy Martin Buckley said that. He's like, social media is basically like a journal in many respects.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it.
And when he said that to me, I was like, okay, well, I don't really feel like I use Twitter as a journal, but I do kind of use Facebook a little bit in that respect. Not posting every day or whatever, but it's nice to see things pop up. Well, today, what popped up, I got sent this story a handful of years ago, and it was a story I did, one of my first probably big stories that I did in my career 25 years ago in Providence about the Pawtucket Red Sox owner. And so I figured you guys could have some fun with this one, because this will be embarrassing on one level, but it's also one of my favorite stories I ever did. This guy was awesome. I mean, he was so cool. So we are going into the archives all the way back to 25 years ago in Providence, Rhode Island.
Why should I try to bail out a bankrupt business that had $2 million in bankruptcy debts?
In 1976, Ben Mondor wasn't interested in the fading minor league team, the Rhode Island Red Sox. After all, he'd been retired since age 47, no longer in the business of rescuing bankrupt companies.
So they finally talked me into it, but I did not buy the bankruptcy. That I want to make clear.
What wasn't so clear then was that with his purchase of the newly franchised Pawtucket Red Sox, Mondor would save minor league baseball in Rhode Island.
Now, people like to play golf. People like to do this. I love business. I just love business. And making it a successful thing. Remember, this was out of business. Nobody would deal with this place.
Just 70,000 people watched the Paw Sox play baseball in its inaugural season. Last year, a shade under 600,000 fans attended games at McCoy Stadium. During that span of 24 years, Mondor has raised ticket prices just twice, $1 each time.
Of course, I like to tell Mike and Lou, I've got a hell of a commercial for them, but they don't want to use it. You can't go to church as cheap as you can come to McCoy.
Ticket prices have stayed respectable, even as Mondor's costs inflated over the years. 3 seasons ago, $6 million of his dollars were invested into a fan, player, and operator-friendly ballpark, the new McCoy.
Hey, where else, or what other business can you entertain so many people, make many young athletes with their dreams happy. So many enjoy working. Or the feel of green grass under God's sun. The players vote this the best stadium to play in. Now, if you're going to have a judge, the players, because there's no really shenanigans with them. It's black and white, hot or cold, period.
When the new McCoy was built, the road leading into the ballpark was named for their owner. Rightfully so, because Ben Mondor's way has been the right way.
Remember one thing, as you go up the ladder, you're no better than the people who surround you.
His supporting cast is like family. Mondor is married but doesn't have kids, so his staff, the players, and the thousands of fans are in essence his children.
They're my brats. They're my brats. We have 25 of the greatest staff in the world. And they do one unbelievable job. All I do is stand back, take credit for it. The memories there are unbelievable.
Unbelievable players, feats, and moments.
We had to watch it on like YouTube on delay. So, yeah. He's like, Austin's like, is that you?
Well, because like, dude, like your voice, it's different, man.
I know.
It's different.
I remember when I heard, I was like, man, I really like. It was one of my favorit stories I ever did. But I really wish I didn't sound like I was 8 years old.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like, it would have been nice if I could go like redo that story. Oh man, that was so
dressed
fun.
to the nines too, by the way, Brent.
I know,
looking good, man.
That was great.
Looking good.
That was way back. You know, it's really neat now. You start to think about it. 25 years ago, just some of the things, at least like for me, and that wouldn't matter to everybody out here. Mm-hmm. But like just the different things that happened in that story. There's a great photographer that worked in that story that passed away from pancreatic cancer. That just comes back to memories. I mean, he was like holding my hand on that story, man.
Sure,
you know,
yeah.
I was just a kid.
Yeah,
But the coolest thing is, like, I interned for the Pawtucket Red Sox.
Okay.
Now, I didn't realize I might have met that owner, here or there. But I mean, I was like cooking hamburgers and stuff like that when I interned, and then to go back and be able to tell that story, and I spent for that story. Again, this is not what you do usually, but 3 hours in his office interviewing him.
Yeah,
and I mean, some was interviewing, some wasn't, but he was just telling. He was telling like Ted Williams stories.
Man. Yeah.
I mean, he was so nice. I mean, he knew I was 22 and just. Look at that,
man.
I probably still have that suit, by the way, too.
What?
I don't know. I might have thrown it away.
Can we ask about the hair? Like, why do you have?
It hasn't changed too much.
Lego hair. Why is that Lego hair?
Dude,
Brent?
that's what my brother always used to accuse me of having, Austin.
Look at this room, by the way. Look at that lamp. Like, where are we?
Lighting right there.
You know where you're at?
With Brent Martineau. Let me
Y'all
tell you,
are at-
that wouldn't work.
You're going to bring some different lights in for that.
That is Lego hair.
That is
I never
Lego
really
hair.
looked at it that way.
Brent, that is
That's
Lego
pretty
hair.
Good.
Yeah.
That's called a den right there.
Yeah, that's kind of the way. I think I had the hair parted
It's
over.
all good, man. Moose is a must.
I actually, it's funny you say that. I wonder what like the next rendition of Brent's hair is going to be like.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Because at some point it's going to probably shift again.
Sure.
I mean, sure, color-wise, but also like hair-wise. Like, I don't know. At
Do we
some
go
point
with like the mullet, like all the kids said?
I'm just going to grow it out someday and get used to it.
Midlife crisis? Let's do it.
But right now, like, I don't feel like that. Like, I like getting my hair cut. I feel 20 pounds lighter when I get my hair cut.
There's some you get in a better mood. Like, obviously I don't get my hair cut, but I mean, I get my sides trimmed up, my beard lined up. You just feel like a brand new person when you get
No
that.
doubt.
Yeah.
Like the same day,
That's so much confidence.
if I can go to get my hair cut, go fill up my gas tank, and maybe even get a car wash all on the same day, I feel like I'm a new man.
Unstoppable. Unstoppable.
I just feel like a new man.
I like it.
Man, that guy was awesome, though. It's passed. He was 76 then. But and by the way, the Paw Sox, this is one of the reasons why, like, I'm bitter about, like, they are now the Worcester Red Sox. They have moved to Worcester, Massachusetts. And, I mean, I grew up, my grandmother had an apartment right over left field across the street from McCoy Stadium. Mm-hmm. And we would literally go see her in this small apartment and watch. You could see the game or fireworks or whatever at a game, which was so cool. And I played in that stadium in high school. Like, it was always the coolest thing ever. Like, when these Providence Townies got to play Tolman. That was the high school that would play occasionally at that field. And so to be able to tell that story years ago, but I always love bringing it back because it's really one of my favorite stories, like in interviews I've ever done.
What a cool dude, man.
Guy was awesome.
It really reminds me, like, just listening to him in those sound bites. It reminds me of, like, my grandfather when I was a kid growing up, because my grandfather owned a bunch of land, so he owned a sawmill. And, like, he would always complain people coming to visit him, but, like, he was well known, so he would hold court, like, you know, in the kitchen of this cabin where the sawmill was. And so, like, everybody had a styrofoam cup. Like, if you were in, like, if he respected you, you got a styrofoam cup, and he would put your name on it, and then your styrofoam cup went on top of the fridge. So whenever you came to visit him, he would grab your styrofoam cup. Once again, it's styrofoam, but hey, we're trying to save a pretty penny here. And he'd take your styrofoam cup, he'd get you a cup of coffee, and he'd sit down and we'd have some cookies, and we'd talk, you know, to talk about the current events and just talk shop.
That's how you knew you were in.
But, like, that's how you knew you were in, man. It's like I had my own little cup. Wasn't drinking coffee, I was drinking juice, but, like, I had my own little cup on top of the fridge. But, like, just him, it's almost like he would always say, I don't want anybody to come up here and bother me when I'm working. I'm like, that's who you are, though. And I feel like look, you, for instance, you came in there, did an interview. I'm sure he was elated to see you because he just wanted someone to talk to and share some stories with. That's what it's all about, man.
Really cool. I'm going to give you one other thing that's never happened to me in another interview since. And this is wild that it happened to me. And this is my first year in the business.
Okay.
I've been in Louisiana for 6 months, but then this is literally my first year in the business. And a couple weeks later, I'm at the station and somebody dropped something off. He dropped a whole bag, like this duffel bag, of Pawtucket Red Sox gear.
Okay.
And he must have asked me, like, at the time, like, who's my favorite, like, Red Sox player.
Yeah.
And so I said, like, Nomar Garcia-Parra at the time.
Sure.
And so there was this big, like, picture of Nomar.
Yeah.
Like, he dropped stuff off at this. And I always remember that, like, it was like one of those varsity Paw Sox jackets.
Score.
I was like, I'm making, like, $8 an hour.
Oh, dude, that was
a home run.
That was everything. You did hit a home run. That's awesome. I would take that.
Oh, man,
Very
it was
cool.
great. He's what a man, you know.
Yeah.
He said something in that interview that still, to me, I say a lot to, whether it's the kids or everybody else. And he's like, you are only as good as the people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
And I learned that in that interview.
Yep.
That time, and I'm like, still, I think it's, and he's not the only one that's ever given that advice. I understand that now,
for sure.
But at the time, it was the only one that I had heard it from.
Yep.
And if you always remember that, that's a good one.
Yep.
To remember. So into the archives we go. Republic Services, and check out recyclingsimplified.com. We will not go onto my resume tape every time into the archives. Although it might not be a bad idea.
No, I say we do. Like, forget about Jaguars history. Give me some more Brent Martineau history.
There could be some of that. Coach Rip says, were you around for Wilson Park? I was not. Wilson Park was after me. Who's this? Delphonic. Was Brent using L.A. looks from the late? Hey, Delphonic, there is no question at times. Now, I've used different product over the years, but I did have L.A. Looks gel in that bottle. I know exactly what you're talking about. I think it actually came in different colors. I was probably using, like, the Gatorade yellow version.
Yeah.
But if I'm remember correctly, L.A. Looks was probably it at the time. Do they still have L.A. Looks? I'm not sure.
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong dude.
I'm not sure.
Hamby?
Hamby using L.A. Looks?
Hamby L.A. Looks?
Also asking the wrong dude. I've never used product.
Did Hamby go to the bathroom?
I don't know. Maybe he's not there.
Did Hamby leave the show?
Maybe.
Hamby's pushing all buttons. He can't figure out what's working now.
Mm-hmm. I try to set him up, Brent.
We used to be able to hear Hamby.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we're not really sure why. We can't hear. Hey, we hit the noon hour here on the Brent and Austin Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane. Again, the main event just started here at Bestbet Jax for the Mission Run Good poker series. So come on over and be a part of it this week and win some cash. Final table. The finale will be on Sunday after a couple of weeks of it. Let's see. What else we got? How about we go to Daniel Griffiths' article?
Let's get it.
And James Gladstone. As I said right after the draft, or maybe it was on Monday, Gladstone and Travis Hunter are the two stars of this whole thing right now. Mm-hmm. So we have some evidence from Daniel Griffiths in our That One Painter Paint the Player, or Paint the GM in this one, presented by That One Painter First Coast, that he did things a lot like the Rams did it, but he also varied from the Rams playbook a bit. And I thought that's what was interesting about Daniel's article today on actionsportsjacks.com. So take a close look at these numbers, and you get 10th in average age, 22. Maybe a little bit on the higher side. I think a guy like Kaiser, who's 24, helps that out. Even a Milam, who's played a lot of college ball. And I don't know if that's a new thing.
Well, Lane,
but a lot of guys,
too, right? Wasn't Lane a little older
I think Navy? You're right, out of Navy. You're right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got a few of those guys. And then you get your hardly 21s. And I mean, it's not a high age. But I would just say in a league that's gone young, that's maybe that's 10th in average age, Rams 9th.
And it kind of tells you, too, Brent, like, because if it's a young guy, obviously this is probably a guy based more off of, like, the traits and more based off of, like, what he could be.
That's right.
As opposed to what we already know, maybe a little more experience.
But the reason that's significant to me, and keep this graphic up if you can for now, Hamby. I'll get to the other ones in a moment. But the reason why the age is significant, if you do get a couple older guys, is they want to go. They don't want to sit here and groom these guys for 3 years. They want players that are ready to go. Like I said earlier in the week, it's not a developmental league. You do develop talent, but it's not. You can't sit here and just say, "Oh, we'll be good in 3 years.
No.
We'll be good in 4 years." No, we got to go. Like, we got to be good now. We got the quarterback. We got pieces. We got to be good. So I just think that part's interesting about some of these older guys, that there's no runway for that. It's like, no. Kaiser, okay, maybe give you like half a year or a year, maybe special teams, but by next year, like, you might be the linebacker. You're 25 years old at that time. Some people are on second contracts at 25 years old. So the other one I'm going to skip to before I get to the RAS score is 12th in college production, because this is you're intangibly rich. Right? The Rams were 9th. And the Jags were 12th. So on the upper half of the league.
And it's funny because I feel like the guy from Tulane kind of threw, because he was the guy that was like the anomaly, I felt like, of that draft. In terms of like production.
Yeah.
But like
once he didn't have a lot of picks or anything else.
Well, yeah, exactly. But I think if you look more into the numbers, I think his production maybe in terms of, because they were saying how, I think when he was playing man, he was having issues. When he's playing zone, he did a lot better. So if you take the production out of zone coverage, it's like, okay, well, maybe a little better. And keep in mind, if he's going to be playing safety, well, you don't really go a lot of man coverage with safeties, right? Like, you're going to play a certain part of the field and go from there.
So just so you know, too, and Daniel made sure he sent this to me, the college production score is a value Next Gen Stats uses to evaluate how much a team valued college production in the draft with their picks. If you understand that. Next Gen Stats assigns each player with an athleticism and production score. So it's how productive were you in college, essentially, which makes sense. I think that's pretty simple. I think he also mentioned, I saw it in his article on actionsportsjacks.com, that Miami was the least in production score. Cleveland was the top. So really? Cleveland was number one. Production score. And now Cam Ward probably heavy on that, right? But some of the running backs they picked and everything else. And then last in the league in production score was Miami, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
The next one is, and this is one I want to talk about a little bit more. This is where I feel like he strayed from the Rams. He didn't go with your intangibly rich just production. He also went, we got to get better athletically. Their view on their roster is we need to get faster, number one, and we need to be more gifted athletically than we are already. Is that a clear takeaway here with 11th in that RAS score, which judges that out of the combine, and we see that so often. But the Rams, 26, they say, hey, we're not going to get wrapped up in that as much.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does say a lot about it because, like I talked about, you had a guy in Xavier Watts in terms of production. I think he was 3rd overall from the safety position. And you talk about a guy that you drafted in, the guy from Tulane. What's his name again? I'm still learning names. Ransaw, thank you. You have a guy in Ransaw who you took more of the athleticism over said production, and then you take him from the cornerback and probably going to move him to safety. Well, what was the difference between Ransaw and Watts? Well, it was the speed.
Yeah.
Right? Because I forgot what the exact number of Ransaw was, but he's 4.3 guy. And then you take a guy with Watts, who I think was like a 4.5 guy.
Yep.
That's the biggest difference right there. So, yeah, I think there's something to be said for trying to go faster here.
And do you mitigate production because you're going to move position? So you're like, I don't really care what he did it there because I think he's going to fit here, and he's a great tackler. His one production score is really on tackling. A tackler, that's what I want back there.
And that's like I was saying, maybe his production score in zone coverage is a lot better than his production score was in man coverage. Well, like I said, you're not going to be playing a lot of man coverage unless you're going to be taking a tight end man-to-man as a safety.
The one other part of this whole So I guess from the Rams-Jags, this is always going to be a comp. And this is what the Jags wanted to bring here. Like, it's an okay comp. a lot of times you're like, okay, can we stop comparing? Right? Can we stop saying this? Can we stop saying what you did there? Can we stop saying this coach did this here? Whatever, like Doug Peterson, he did this in Philly. He's going to do it here. Hey, look what he did with the tight ends. Well, he never really did the 2 tight end thing here in Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. So you definitely evolve. It's not going to be a carbon copy, but there is a little bit of a blueprint. But this is what the Jags wanted. They got Liam Cohen. They got the tree from McVay. And they got the tree from Les Snead with James Gladstone. Like, they wanted the Rams. So I think it's interesting to draw the comp, and it's okay to draw the comp. Like, it's okay to be the Rams of the East Coast.
Sure.
Like, it has worked. So right now it's okay to put your arms around that, and I think in this draft, according to Daniel Griffiths, to how things shook out, Gladstone kind of did it.
Yes.
But with a little bit of his own twist, again, on where he saw a deficiency, I would say, in this Jags roster. We'll see if that's different years going forward or just different this year because they needed to get better athletically.
I think you have a guy who stuck to his roots but also saw that what the problems were on the team, right, where he had to adapt a little bit because this isn't the Rams, right? So you got to look at, okay, well, what do we need? Speed obviously was a big need for the Jaguars this year. So you stick to your roots, but you also evolve a little bit and give your team what they really need.
Absolutely. So that is Daniel Griffiths on ActionSportsJacks.com. That is Paint the Player, or this time the GM, presented by That One Painter First Coast. Go to thatonepainter.com/first-coast. Thatonepainter.com/first-coast. And we'll continue to highlight Daniel Griffiths' articles on ActionSportsJacks.com. He was excited for this week, by the way. He was deep diving into a lot of different things and has so far. Probably get another one here tomorrow on the show. All right, let's do this. I think we have Casey coming in here in a short time. We're going to play Jacksonville Feud, so why don't we take a break? And when we come back, we got a little Jacksonville Feud, a little bit more to get to here on a Thursday edition of the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 Network.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Save 10% off any water heater plus no trip charge. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
If you look good, you feel good, and the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance, so when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost, from Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Even better, to celebrate their 10-year anniversary, the team at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are hosting an open house May 1st. Learn about the array of procedures. There's also chances to win big prizes. Come look and feel your best with Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics today.
Are you about to graduate high school and haven't decided on what you want to do when you get done? Well, one option is to apply to become a student in the Electrical Training Alliance of Jacksonville. Their program offers structured classroom and online training, along with on-the-job training so that you can earn while you learn. Still not convinced? The folks at ETA Jacks are a tuition-free 4-year apprenticeship program. There is no tuition and no student debt. Just pay for your books and your fees. That's it. Now, speaking of pay, students, they start off making $40,000 per year, including benefits, and they graduate, get this, making over $80,000 per year, including those sought-after benefits. Now, that sounds pretty good to me, and if that sounds good to you, it should check off a lot of boxes. So head on over to etajacks.org and apply by May 15th. Again, the website right here, etajacks.org. Don't wait, apply today.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Oh, we got a little Travis Hunter. This is the craziest Travis Hunter highlight, by the way. How did he catch that ball? Travis Hunter. This is the least we've talked about Travis Hunter so far in the show since he was drafted. Catch your breath. Little breather. There'll be a lot more Travis Hunter talk along the way. That's the guy.
Travis Hunter?
That's our guy.
All right.
So apparently nobody has seen him since the draft without the Jaguars hat on.
That's good news.
Likes being a Jag.
Likes being a Jag, yeah.
That's a big one. So Brent Martineau, Jesse Hollander here with us from Bestbet. You guys, we've been talking about this for a long time. Well, it's here. It's been going on. How's the Mission Run Good Poker Series been going? And today, of course, starts the main event.
You know, it's been going really well. We started last week with a huge field for our event number one. We had 1,039 entries.
Wow.
So it was
a good number.
It's a good number.
Sounds like a good number.
Yeah, it's a lot of people through 6 flights. It's been a great week. All the events have been going great. A lot of people. Everybody's having a good time, winning the Run Good rings, the trophies, the cash. And here we are at our main event, just started a little bit ago. So
I was thinking, so the main event, by the way, today, tomorrow, and Saturday will get you into a Sunday. So you haven't missed anything yet. If you want to come down and over here, Bestbet Jacks on Monument Road and play, check it out. More information at bestbetjacks.com, as you can see right here. But great placement for the website. I feel like when we talk to you about these kind of events, we had the Poker Atlas Tour in last year, and we'll come again this year.
Yep.
Does it kind of invigorate the base, the regulars, the poker players? Like it's like, okay, come every day or come once a week, or how often you come and play just because you like to play. But then you get an event like this, and it kind of juices things up a little bit.
Absolutely. Everybody gets real fired up. There's a lot of energy in the room. You know, everybody, when one series ends, they say, hey, when's the next one? You know, because then we have a little bit of a lull, and then we'll have another series. You know, like the Poker Atlas Tour is coming next month, June, again in St. Augustine.
Okay.
So they're already getting excited for that down there. It definitely invigorates the regular everyday players. A lot of people come in from out of town. This time all the Run Good people show up, and they're a really fun group. So, it's a lot of fun.
Last night, by the way, sleep in if you're playing because you might be up late. Last night finished, I heard, about 2:30, right?
About 2:30.
For the women?
The ladies, yeah. The ladies event lasted until 2:30 in the morning last night. And the night before that, we had the Run Good Ambassador Tournament that went till about 3:30.
Wow.
So it was 2 late nights on the live stream for the live stream boys and for the tournament players. But it's, a lot of poker.
Now, is there a reason it goes so late? Like, could it end earlier, or is it just the way the way it's being played, or sometimes just because it's a big event, it's going to last deeper into the night?
Well, a little of both. It depends on how many chips you start out with, how long the levels are, and how many players you get. The ladies' event isn't a really big field, but we give them a nice structure so they can play a nice long tournament. The ambassador event gets a lot of players. A little bit faster structure, but so many players that it takes a long time. So they're designed to go, between 6 and 12 hours, depending on the tournament. And, those are designed to finish in one day, where this Run Good main event is designed to finish in 2 long days.
All right, and that's where we're at right now. By the way, it's not just this tournament and event going on, but we got a big weekend at all 3 locations, Orange Park, St. Augustine, right here, Bestbet Monument Road, the Kentucky Derbies this weekend. And, of course, that's Saturday, but tomorrow the Kentucky Oaks, 2 great days for the Derby to come in here and check it out in the atmosphere and maybe make a wager or two, which I will be doing over the next couple of days.
I will also be doing myself. Yes, there's a lot going on. We have the Derby on Saturday, the Oaks. Also, we have a promotion going on at all 3 locations right now. We call it the Race to a Race. So we put all the hands on the board, 4 of a kind and higher. And as they get hit, you can see it up on that screen right there, they get knocked off, and you win money. So you win, the least amount you can win is $400. If you're here in a couple weeks and hit the last hand, it's worth $5,000. But today, we just started the board today, and a little tip, all the 4 of a kinds will go today. So if you come in today and get a 4 of a kind, you're likely to win some extra money.
How about that?
At any location.
That's what's the cool part about coming here and playing. Whether it's that or $300 every 15 minutes on playing the games down at St. Aug or the other locations, always something going on where you can win a little bit extra.
Always something. Always something.
Jesse Hollander from Best Bet. Well, I know you're a busy weekend. Have a good one. I won't even ask you your Derby winner unless you want me to. I don't know if you've done the handicapping yet.
No, I have the form in my office.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet either.
I haven't done my handicap.
We're a little early in the game. Tomorrow on the show, actually, we're going to break down we have to guess where the names originate.
Oh.
Like why there's a horse in the field called Journalism.
I think he's the favorite, too.
He is. I think you're right. He is the favorite. And a well-earned favorite, I've been told.
Really?
And a cool story. I don't know why he's named Journalism, just for everybody back there. But I just read a tweet about him this morning. I think the whole has something to do with kind of escaping the wildfires out in California, I'm pretty sure, and was able, as good a horse this was, whatever farm he was on or whatever he was, there's something to do with that. So I think it'll be a big story over the weekend. Keep an eye on Journalism. $2 to win.
Yeah. And in the meantime, we're rolling out here with this Run Good main event, $1,200 buy-in. Come on out.
Let's go. $300,000 guarantee.
That's right. We will go way over that. So.
Okay. There we go. Jesse, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
Always fun to be here at Bestbet Jackson. We're at the final table before anybody else gets to the final table. What about the Duval Daily? Let's bring Austen Lane back in before we get to Casey and Jason back in the studio. It's Duval Daily time.
Go, Austin, go ahead. The music is taking a fat L.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Okay, we weren't sure if we just couldn't hear it or if we were taking the L.
Well, we should go and make that a clip for me.
I thought I had a great transition going there.
Brent,
you
crushed. Fantastic.
Hey. Jesse out, Austin in.
We went to the righty.
We go to... No, go ahead. Just give us the damn Duval Daily.
2 hours and 30 minutes in the show, man. We're about to have something. All right, Brent, well, you know me, man. I'm a band geek, right? I hold it down for the woodwinds, but I got love for the percussion, the brass, and even the weirdos that play the French horns. I'm just kidding, because, you know, they're the brass as well. But the Jacksonville Symphony has announced that they have received an extraordinary gift of $3 million from the Terry Family Foundation. In a release, the Symphony, I got a problem saying it, sorry, states that part of the donation will support its esteemed Pops series, improvements to the Jacoby Music Hall, and the long-term financial stability of the orchestra. Kathleen Shaw, Executive Vice President of the Terry Family Foundation, said this gift honors their enduring legacy and continued impact on the Northeast Florida arts community and beyond. So shout out to the Jacksonville Symphony for getting that big donation. Oh, well, that button works. Fantastic.
All right.
Oh, yeah, play it now, Hamby. There we go. You want me to do it again, Brent? What do you want me to do?
Little outro.
You're going to play everything we got? There we go. That's a little out. That's okay. In, out.
Yeah.
Way to make it up. All good.
Yeah.
Luckily, that one's not sponsored.
For sure.
Yet.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope the sound effects work for Jacksonville Feud, because let's bring Casey Kurtz and Hamby into the fold. Casey, waiting patiently. I can't. He's so busy getting his 100 people to fight the gorilla.
Yes.
That I'm not sure how he had time to find the 100 people to ask a question to.
Man, dude stays busy.
Oh, you guys have.
You ready, Casey?
You guys have time for me now? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we do.
12:26, huh? Okay,
Yeah.
just checking.
Well, we thought you ran a little.
Dude,
we thought you ran a little bit.
Duval Daily in 3 days. I don't want to hear about getting bumped.
We thought you ran a little bit long yesterday. Had a lot of airtime. Had to balance it out.
Huh? Is that what you thought?
Inflated the ego with the old, hey, best work you've ever done on the AI picture. Mm-hmm. Hey, you drop it back down. It's a balance.
Got to bring you back down to there it is again.
Look at that. I want that in my living room.
It's going to be a movie poster, I'm telling you, bro.
It's a great picture.
It's going to be a movie poster one day.
Greatest. I think we need to autograph that and start giving it away.
Yep. Casey, before we get started, you taking 1,000 mahi, or are you taking one gorilla?
What?
I guess it was 100. Someone in the chat, we were talking about fish today. Was it 100 mahi or is it 1,000?
I think it was 1,000.
They said.
Well,
are you taking 1,000 mahi or one gorilla?
It doesn't matter. I'd take one mahi because gorillas are scared of water. I looked that up when I was trying to draft my team. Like
Are they really?
Yeah, they go like ankle deep or something. I read, but they're like terrified of it. Because I looked up what are gorillas scared of, because I was like, how can I incorporate water in my team? I almost picked Michael Phelps, but I couldn't figure out how to get Michael Phelps to the water. But yeah, gorillas aren't in on like deep water, so you really only need like one fish if it's in the water.
I mean, I guess I've never really seen a gorilla like swimming in the ocean, but I know they're afraid of water. Interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, where are you taking us for the Jacksonville Feud today?
Yeah, Jacksonville Feud. We finally got time for it. Just glad to be on the show here. As we talked about last week, you couldn't hear sound effects the first time, so you're definitely not going to hear them this time. I talked to Sesnick. I said, hey, how can Brent and them hear the sound effects? He said they can't. I said, cool. So Hamby's going to sing the song. Hamby.
What?
What's pretty good about that
you
is
leaned into that. Very good.
That was not planned. I didn't tell him he was going to sing the song. I was just wondering how he was going to react when I did that. So that's even better.
So you just put him on the spot, which is crazy that he just was able to produce that.
That is really good. I would not have. I've watched Family Feud a lot, and I wouldn't have been able to do that.
No, heck no.
Well, after
probably the Jeopardy theme song by accident.
After the draft chime thing the other day, Brent, you weren't here for that, but Hamby just pulled out his piano app and played it. I figure he can do pretty much anything musically. Oh, he's at it again.
Yeah. So we were talking about the NFL draft chime, and he pulled out his app and just played it like by hearing it. Super talented. Yeah.
I told you, man, we've been doing this for a while. We haven't had the family in to do live music yet.
That's what I'm saying, man.
How do we organize that?
No, I'm not.
Playing the future.
Is this good? Oh, man.
I like it. This guy's talented.
Okay.
You're wasting this
He's got
guy.
more talent than I knew.
You're wasting this guy in a little room producing this show. This guy should be at the big time playing music. He should have nothing to do with this. He should be much bigger things than this little operation you guys are running here. That's all I'm saying.
We find stars, man. I mean, you're on the list. Look at you're pulling Jacksonville Feud into the fold here in Jacksonville.
Come on, man.
I don't think we found
It's a
one
conglomerate.
star yet. Anyway, listen, Jacksonville Feud, here we go.
Austin? Boy, he doesn't have a lot of faith in you.
We're good,
He
man.
must not have thought Scrap House was good last night.
It's
at
all
7.
good. It's all good.
Wait, Austin wasn't a star before? NFL player, UFC fighter? You're going to take the credit for that, Brent? I feel like bro was already kind of established before he found Brent. No?
Aw, thanks, Casey.
He wasn't a UFC fighter when I found him.
MMA fighter. He was fully punching
Career was
people.
over.
Wow, that's
He was
harsh.
Literally driving. He was driving Uber when I called him.
I feel like I'm at the dinner table right now. My parents are arguing.
He was driving Uber when I called him.
Austin,
it's gonna be
did
two
you
Christmases.
did you need Brent, or would your life been okay without Brent?
Brent helped. Brent, I will say this. Brent enhanced my life.
That's not what I said. Would you
That
have
is so
been
nice.
okay without
Brothers
Brent?
don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug.
What I mean, I don't know. Dude, listen, man. There's the thing about me. I'm always going to find a way, but Brent enhanced my life.
Okay, so he always
I
would
don't
have
know what
found
we're
that
gonna say.
way,
I don't-
Brent. Just to confirm, he always would have found the way. Jacksonville Feud, here we go.
I just wish you guys would stop arguing.
Well, I just wish
don't
I
wanna
would
have
do
two
my
Christmases
segments.
Right now. I want to.
I wish my segments would
See,
go on
this
time.
isn't even about. It's got nothing to do with me. Okay?
Exactly.
This is all about being on time.
Yeah, you
Gotcha.
just got caught in the crossfire. All right. So after the show yesterday, I went to the
it's
town
fine.
center. I walked around the town center for a little bit. I said, "Hey, do you mind if I ask you a question, folks, sir or ma'am?" And the question, there's two questions I was asking, but the first one I was asking is, which team or teams, NFL teams, do you think did the best in the 2025 NFL draft? So I was asking these people, and honestly, being in Jacksonville, you'd be surprised by the answers. I got a lot of different team answers, so the top 5 answers will be on the board. I forget who won last time, but we'll start with Brent. Brent, top 5, yeah, that's you. Top 5 teams, give me one that you think did the best in the NFL draft.
Well, Casey, quick ask you, where were you standing? Like, what store were you standing outside of the town center? Just because, hey, it could say a lot about who's answering these questions.
Absolutely, it's a great question. Dick's Sporting Goods.
Okay, gotcha. Makes sense. Okay, blue collar. I like
By
it.
the way, that'll be maybe that was a nice little plug for our outdoor show.
There you go, man. Let's go. All right, Brent, what do you got?
We put them on no gate fees. We put a lot of stuff. All right, so best teams in the draft this go around. Well, I'm going to put your Jacksonville Jaguars right up there with the Travis Hunter move.
Let's go.
Brent's going Jacksonville Jaguars. Hamby, do we have a sound effect? Can you possibly make a sound effect for the Jacksonville Jaguars if they are on the board or not? That's an from Jason Hamby. No Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's my first career miss in Jacksonville Feud.
Shocker.
I felt like for as talented as Hambian is, he kind of just phoned it in with the Okay.
Austen Lane?
That's below him.
Yeah, he's better than that. You know what? They drafted a wide receiver for the first time in forever. Give me the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers are the guests for Austen Lane. Jason Hamby, can we go back to the sound effects one more time?
Boo.
Okay, we're going boo this time, which means no. Nothing on the board.
I feel like that was personal. I feel like that was a little more personal than Brent's was.
All right.
Brent, back to you.
I will
Make a
say
drive to the studio after this.
Pretty sure they had a lot of capital, and I think they did okay. And let's see their whole draft. I'm going to go with the New England Patriots.
New England Patriots is the guest hometown pick for Brent Martineau. Hamby, do we have a New England Patriots? They're not going to be able to hear that, I have a feeling.
I heard something.
Okay.
I don't know if that was good or bad.
It was good.
That was good.
Okay.
New England Patriots on the board.
So maybe these people are thinking like maybe value is a key element here. And when we talk about value, well, nobody got better value than the Cleveland Browns got for Shadir Sanders. So let's go ahead and go with the Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns is the guest. Jason Hamby, what do we have?
Yep.
Cleveland Browns. Attaboy.
We had an auction?
I like the yup. That was
Is
good.
it Storage Wars? What the heck was that?
That's Dave right there,
was
baby.
good.
Consistency, Hamby. Consistency, please. Okay.
I like what he's doing. Brent?
Brent, what do you got, man?
Let's see.
Yeah, everything's
I'm
different. It's
I'm
cool.
trying to think of something they're like. I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears. Borderline the biggest reach of the draft. Brent is going Chicago Bears. Hamby, what do we got?
The burden.
That means no. That's a no-go.
That means no.
What do you mean?
That was a cat running across my grandma's piano. Give me, once again, I think we're talking about value here. I think Will Johnson is a guy that should have went in the first round, but due to injuries fell to the second round. Give me the Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals feels like it would be a decent guess. Jason Hamby, do we have an Arizona Cardinals?
Uh-oh. Man, I got 2 X's.
You both have 2 X's. So this,
I mean, Dick's Sporting Goods.
You need some help here. Here's what I'll give you. I'll give you one little bit of.
I got one.
Great. You're getting one little bit of hint because I don't think you guys are getting the next 3. 2 of them are in the same division.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go with, because I think everybody loves everything they do right now.
Oh, God.
It's Howie Roseman and the Eagles.
Oh, no. Okay.
And they traded up to get Jahad Campbell.
I wouldn't wipe your sweat away. Philadelphia Eagles, I believe we have it on the board. There it is.
Okay. So then, I mean, do they think the Giants had a good draft?
Hold on.
You still have 2 others. Maybe it wasn't the division.
Austin, just so you know here, this is in order of the most I got answers from people. So the team that people outside of Dick's Sporting Goods thought did the best is still on the board. And from the hint I gave you a minute ago, I told you that of the 3 teams left, 2 were in the same division. So could it be a team in the Eagles division,
listen,
or could it be the other?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could be the other. I think, I mean, listen, you go to Dick's Sporting Goods, you kind of know your stuff, but you can still be a casual, right? And when we talk about a large market team like the New York Giants, they're a large market team. So I think the New York Giants would have been on a lot of people's brains outside of a Dick's Sporting Goods in Jacksonville, Florida. Go ahead and give me the New York Giants, please.
Show me the Jackson darts if we have them. We don't have them.
Wow.
Martineau?
That did seem like that was a good one.
Thought Abdul Carter, Brent, you know.
Dig deep here, Brent.
Brent, my other team I was thinking was the Ravens. Just because, like, you know, they got Mike Green.
Well, and that could be in the Browns. The
You know
Ravens
what's-
always draft well.
They always draft well.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, the Ravens always.
Huh?
It's not that hard.
I've
not
never
that hard?
I've never ever
Excuse
seen
me?
the families on Family Feud give the answers they were gonna say. So I don't know what the hell that was, Austen Lane. Fight for your team.
Well, I'm out. So, like,
Well, just
what do
because
want
you
from me?
lost
Well, I
doesn't
would've
mean you give away the secrets.
I traditionally lean on the Ravens, and they got. I think they got the North Dakota State kid.
Good answer.
And
You're not a team.
all right, let's go with the Ravens.
Good answer.
You should not listen to the opposing family because bro has no clue what is
Yes.
happening. I don't even need to go to Hamby. But Hamby, play me the bad tone. Yeah, you suck.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I mean, I can't wait to see this.
Austin, you were on the right track
who's the
thinking
number
about
one?
the casuals.
thinking about the casuals.
I really almost said Washington, but then
Oh,
you said it's when Hamby's like, well, it's not that hard. I was like, but I think people loved Washington's draft.
We think like Dallas Center because it's America's team, something like that.
Nobody would say Dallas.
They would.
They would say Dallas. Hamby, do we have the Cowboys on there?
They literally got 3 almost
Number
first-round
one.
picks.
There it goes. It's America's team. Tyler Booker, Ezraku. Yeah, okay.
Revel was like a first-round mock.
Everybody thinks Jerry Jones gets it all wrong. Nobody's saying he got it right.
Yeah, you know, it's all right.
Talk to the people outside of Dick's Sporting Goods here in Jacksonville, Florida. Hamby, show me the number 4 team as well so we can move on to the next round.
Broncos, maybe?
Miami Dolphins.
Broncos? Oh, well, you Dolphins.
You had two same in the division: Patriots, Dolphins, and Cowboys, Eagles. Wow.
Right, but of the last 3,
What do you got?
Cowboys, Eagles. We're in the same division.
Okay. Well, they got Kenneth Grant, Jonah Savina, Jordan Phillips
lineman.
out of Maryland, Jason Marshall Jr. Okay. Alec Gordon.
All right.
Okay. All right.
All All right, Hamby, clear the board. No, clear the board. We got a second round. Not having to do with the NFL as much.
Points were double, by the way, Brent.
Points are doubled here. We have 2 losers in the first round, so I guess that means winner take all.
Winner take all.
Winner take all.
All right. This next round is strictly Jacksonville related here in the Jacksonville feud. I asked those same, actually, it was a different 100 people because I had to go to Barnes & Noble as well. So I went into Barnes & Noble, got what I was looking for, stood outside.
Classing up a little bit.
Yep. Asking some people. I said, hey, when you think of Jacksonville, what's the first thing you think of? And I got the top 5 answers. So, Brent, you went first last time, so we'll let Austin go first. Austin, top 5 things people think of when they think of Jacksonville, Florida.
When you think of Jacksonville, Florida, I mean, let's go and put the Jacksonville Jaguars up there.
Jacksonville Jaguars seems like it would make sense. Hamby, do we have a Jaguars?
Yes, we do.
Wow, Jaguars are number 1.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
See, I don't think they heard it. You guys didn't hear that, did you?
No, I didn't hear anything.
See.
Now you're starting to cut out actually there a little bit.
Oh, that's a you guys problem. Brent, what do you got?
I've got the beach.
The beach. Do you have a specific beach or just the beach?
Ooh. Yeah, I mean,
I'll say Jack's Beach.
Good answer.
It's a trick question, Brent. Show me, do we have the beach on there? Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds promising. The beaches, number 2.
Beaches.
Okay. Casey, what's the positive things, right? When you think of Jacksonville, what do you think of, or do you have negative things?
What's the first thing you think of when you think of Jacksonville?
When you think of Jacksonville. Okay. I guess I'm going to say weather.
That's
weather.
Good. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, it's hot sometimes. There's
Weather?
hurricanes. It rains sometimes. Hamby, do we have a weather?
I like that answer. That was a good answer.
Thanks, Brent.
No weather.
Even though we're enemies, I appreciate the feedback.
That's a great answer.
I'm going. This is not me living here as much for 17 years, or maybe it is, but it's my buddy who, when I moved here, said, have you ever watched Cops? So I'm going to say crime.
Crime? You're going to say crime? No.
No?
Nothing.
Well, that's good. I'm actually glad that it's not top 5.
Okay, when you think of I want to say Limp Bizkit, but I don't think people at Barnes & Noble are going to be in the Limp Bizkit.
They do sell albums at Barnes & Noble.
They do sell them at Barnes & Noble. I don't know if Casey's trying to help me out there or not, but you know what? I'm going to go with Bridges.
I was going to take that one.
You got it, man.
Bridges.
Casey. Show me Bridges.
Do we have Bridges?
Good answer, Austin. Good answer. That's a good answer.
No.
Are you kidding me?
No Bridges.
Bridges?
But I will
joking me.
I will tell you there's a bridge adjacent type of answer here. That has to do it's not a bridge or bridges, but
yeah, I got it. Okay.
Hey man, I didn't answer. I just asked people. Brent has no clue. He's going to go crime again.
But I know because I'm trying to stop you from giving Brent any more hints because I'm trying to get one here. Sorry for cutting you off, Casey. But I'm trying to preserve myself.
St. John's River.
God dang it. Yeah, that's what it was.
Is that what it was?
That's what I thought it was.
I believe that was. Yeah, St. John. No, not the rivers. St. John's River specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Austin, you need one?
2 more here, huh?
Oh, yeah, 2 more.
We got 2 more. When I think of Jacksonville, what do I think of? I think of Duval. I think of the chant, the slogan.
Oh.
Barnes & Noble, don't let me down now.
Hamby.
Oh, he sighed. It's over. I mean, what?
Strike 2.
Whatever,
Not good.
man. I think that was like strike 10, but whatever.
Brent?
All right. Excuse me. Jaguars Beaches.
Steady, Brent.
Pollen?
Steady.
No, I'm just kidding. Jaguars Beaches, St. John's River. I'm going to say coffee slash smell.
Oh, the Folgers.
Like, is that? Can I count that as one?
Sure. Hamby, does he have either? He does not.
Because I think the older people would say, like, just the paper factory smell or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Listen,
that didn't work.
One of these is tough. One of these is not tough.
Okay.
Austin? One last chance.
When you think of Jacksonville, what do you think of? I mean, I could say the bold city, but that's not a national thing. And people from Barnes & Noble, they're all over the world, Brent. So they probably wouldn't say bold. I don't know why I'm conversing on you. You're supposed to be my enemy.
He is your enemy, yeah.
When I think of Jacksonville, what do I think of? Okay. I don't feel good about this, but, I think people at Barnes & Noble, they're a certain type of people.
Uh-oh.
Golf.
Oh.
Golf is a sneaky, decent answer. Hamby. Not even close. Not even close.
Oh, that is a good answer, man.
Not even close.
Good answer.
Why did he hype me up to let me down?
Not even close. Brent, can you pull this thing out?
I think I'm going to.
I mean, what else is there?
I'm going to land on Tim Tebow.
Okay.
Holy crap,
Brent! Good answer.
Hamby.
That's a great answer.
No, huh?
That may
right,
be the worst answer in the history of Family Feud.
Tebow?
When those idiots on the Family Feud, when those idiots clap for the terrible answers, this is the worst answer of answers. Tim Tebow. Do you know how much of everybody else in the world does not care about college football or minor league baseball, a.k.a. the two things Tim Tebow is known for? Go ask some dude in Nebraska. He doesn't know what a Tim Tebow is. He thinks it's like Aldi.
Hey. Some dude in Nebraska doesn't know what the St. John's River is either, but here we are.
Listen, you guys are going to be extremely embarrassed when you see these answers. Hamby, what's number 4?
I almost said jumbo shrimp.
That's even worse.
Local.
Hamby, give me number 5, and then they can really feel like terrible people.
For local food.
Hey, food.
Look at 5. How do you guys feel now?
That's good.
Navy, the Navy.
Military.
Slaughter service, yes.
You guys really screwed. Tim Tebow, the jumbo shrimp. Get out of here.
Local
idiots.
Food. Hey, local food. Hey, local food.
I would suggest it's one of the issues with Jacksonville is that there really isn't a food you associate Jacksonville with. Is there?
That's what I'm. Well, shrimp.
Okay, but I come from Rhode Island, man.
I know. No, hey, Brent, I'm with you, man.
I get it, there's Mayport shrimp, but I don't think anybody outside the city limits associates Jacksonville with shrimp. There's plenty of barbecue. I don't know if they associate them with barbecue.
If we go to Nebraska right now, we ask, hey, Jacksonville, oh, yeah, you guys, local food's really good. No one's
Tim
having that
Tebow's from Jacksonville. That's how I know it.
No,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Nebraska knows Tim Tebow's from Jacksonville.
You know what? Forget Barnes & Noble. I'm going to Amazon from now on. Unless they want to,
that was
cut
hard.
the check.
That was a terrible display.
I'm good at this game, and that was hard.
You guys should be disappointed in yourselves. That's terrible.
How surprised were you with those answers, Casey?
I thought it all made perfect sense.
Local food. Casey, we think of local food. What do you think of for Jacksonville?
That's not important.
I'm just asking you.
What is important, if you go back to the Nebraska thing, you're telling me that people in Nebraska wouldn't think Jacksonville has good food? They would think seafood. They would think all kinds of stuff, whether they know that or not. They're not thinking Tim Tebow, you idiots.
To be fair, Casey, I feel like people in Nebraska wouldn't even know that we're by the water. Like, when I came to Jacksonville, I didn't know Jacksonville was by the ocean.
You think that's more of a you problem?
No, I think it's more of just an anybody who's not in Florida problem.
No, I think the thought of Florida more times than not is people are on the water.
Yeah. Florida, I mean, oh, man. Yeah.
Not everybody is like
Casey's having a
Palaka, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
He's having a good couple of days.
I don't know, man.
He's having a good couple of days here.
Yeah.
Those last two lines.
Local food,
he
though.
He would not have said that if you were in studio.
Local, I just wish,
yes, I would have.
People would have been a little more specific. I wish the people would have been a little more specific. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I was wondering if they would say even St. Augustine.
Oh, I thought I had it with the orange dinosaur, too, but no.
Hey, well, now we got to start doing this. Just to comp, can we get another one maybe in the next week or the next couple of weeks? Like, when you think of Omaha.
Now we're talking. What do you think of?
Because I can't wait to see what the answers are.
You want to play the Omaha game?
Local food. Weather.
I think of
Omaha.
I know it. I'd have some
Little
answers.
League
It
World
doesn't have to be
Series.
Omaha.
Tornadoes.
That's good.
Peyton Manning snap count.
That's good. 3 for 3.
You're missing one. You're You're missing. Did you say steaks?
Oh, I did not.
Oh yeah, Omaha Steaks. That's a good one.
And
That's a good
Warren
one.
Buffett.
Good. Is that where he's from?
Yep.
That'd probably be 5 for 5.
Good answers.
No. Corn.
No. See?
Corn.
No.
Yeah.
Omaha, you don't think of corn.
They're the corn Huskers. What are you talking about?
That's Nebraska. They're not in Omaha.
Lincoln.
They're in
That's-
Lincoln.
That's Lincoln, Casey. But I mean, I'm
Corn.
with you. It's Nebraska. I think of corn. It's corn. Yeah, I think of corn too.
I want you to do this and get back to us.
I'll do it right now. I'm going to talk to the same people.
Let's do our. I said that we do our own hometowns. How well do we know each other's hometowns?
That would be good.
Now we're talking.
I like this game. Kay says, I like this game. Mm-hmm. And by the way, nice job with the music, Hamby. Maybe we'll record that.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah.
Well, not the sound effects.
Oh, gotcha. No, the music was good.
The music was good.
Okay.
Maybe
you're
we
right.
should get. See, that's what we do. We assign Hamby and his family to make the jingle music to Jacksonville feud. Different than the family feud.
I like it, so we don't get sued. Yep.
There we go.
Hamby,
We
your
don't want
whole
Steve Harvey
family,
all in our grills.
your whole family's musicians?
Yep.
Wow.
Everybody. I'm the only
Hamby, when's the last time you guys played like a gig?
I haven't played with my brother in probably 6 months. It's been a while. We used to play a lot more, but he still does. I just don't.
Okay.
Does remind us again? Is anybody playing at the wedding?
No, none of my family members are. We will have live music of sorts, but no family members will be involved in that.
What's live music of sorts?
Yeah.
Well, we will have live music for the ceremony portion, but not a live band for the dance thing at the end. That'll be DJ.
Okay.
Yep. That's what I'm gonna play. WAP. Can't wait.
Hey, you know what's so funny? The other day, I forget where I was. I was somewhere because I thought we brought up the WAP recently.
Whoa.
But I actually listened.
you know.
Somebody was playing the WAP. I was like, hey,
Which
that's
WAP?
J Dash.
Okay, yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's the J Dash WAP.
The J Dash WAP.
It was like, I think I was at a game. I was like, somebody's playing J Dash.
Nice, man.
I just mentioned it a few weeks back too.
So every time, because obviously when I got to Jacksonville, that was a big thing.
It was a big thing.
So
we were interviewing them all the time. Mincy.
I brought it back to some bars in Wisconsin. It kind of hit up there, Brent. I was doing the dance
Really?
and everything. Oh yeah, people really caught on
What's
with
J
that.
Dash doing now?
It's a great question. No idea.
What's Mincy doing? Is Mincy still doing music?
I think so. Yeah.
Because he had a studio in Jacksonville.
Yep. I'm not sure if he's still in Jacksonville or not, but he's still doing music. He hit me up 3 years ago. He was like, yeah, I'm at the Grammys party. I'm like, oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's into that world, a little bit.
Yep.
All right.
That could have been you if you didn't side with
Casey?
Brent.
What, being a producer?
Yeah.
Just being at the Grammys party. Instead, you're in the studio with Brent.
Just being at the Grammys.
At least being at the party, yeah. You could have played some saxophone.
I could have played some saxophone. But you know what? In retrospect, I look back at it because we went to the archives today, Casey. I'm not sure if you saw Brent from back in the day a little bit. Professional, the whole world ahead of him, and now he's sitting with me. So, I don't know who won and who lost that whole thing. I thought this guy should be on ESPN one day. Huh?
Yeah.
Hanging out with Austin at Best Bet.
Yeah. Let's see some of our comments, by the way, where they were playing along in the chat. Mm-hmm. And
seafood.
Let's see. Local food is funny. Seafood boil. Let's see.
Nice smell.
Oh, this is for Omaha. Cows, bad smell. Lots of cows. College World Series. No trees. Wind. Corn is Iowa. Corn Huskers. They have a panhandle problem in Jacksonville.
Okay.
No Maxwell House smell. See?
Yeah.
Thought that was gonna be out. No golf.
Yeah, see, I thought I had it with golf.
Florida Georgia game. Gator Bowl. Oh, Gator Bowl wouldn't have been
Gator
bad.
Bowl would have been okay. Yeah.
Florida man. Yeah. Leonard Skinner. Would Leonard Skinner been better than Tebow?
Definitely.
Yeah, maybe.
Definitely. You're really disappointed in the Tebow.
I know.
I think Tim Tebow's the worst answer in the history of game shows.
Bro compared it to Aldi.
I think Tim Tebow's the worst. I don't think Tim Tebow, cool, bro. You had a great career. I appreciate you. Come on the show sometime after this. You probably won't. But Tim Tebow? Are you joking? Tim Tebow. Terrible.
Casey Kurtz.
Could have said Derrick Henry.
Jason
too.
Hamby. Hope everybody has a good day. For Austen Lane, I'm Brent Martineau. Brent and Austin Show. We'll get back at it tomorrow on Friday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Podcast goes up at 1:30 if you missed any of the show.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
I'm ready to show my hand, ready to take a stand. Wait on a sign above, and I am ready, ready. 'Cause I just live for the game. 'Cause I just live for the game. 'Cause I just live for the game.
Action Sports Jacks is the biggest brand in Jacksonville, and we're excited to add another partnership for this team's biggest season yet. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is now the official streaming network of the Jacksonville Sharks for their 15th season.
The Jacksonville Sharks are your champions.
Baker Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School. Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Will Olive, Mandarin High School. Go Stangs.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School. Tony Mazzio, Sandalwood High School, class of 2002. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
When it comes to trucks, I know exactly what I want. And at Bozard Ford, they make it easy to get exactly that. Let's go make this truck a little more my style. With Bozard Built, I can create my perfect truck right here. Lift kit? Check. Premium wheels? You bet. Advanced lighting package? Oh yeah. The Bozard team works their magic. From bumper to tailgate, I'm making this truck mine. It's everything that I wanted and more. From the field to the gym to weekend adventures. This truck's built for my journey. Bozard Built. Customized for your lifestyle, built to exceed your expectations. Check out the inventory and available options at bozardbuilt.com. Unleash your dream ride. Customize, covered, and Bozard approved.